on the chat box once again. Link resource document of session 1 that we had yesterday, resource document of session 2 that we had yesterday, and also the resource document of session 3 that we just had some time back. All of the three links are on the chat. This is what the resource document of session 3 essentially looks like. Let me pull this up and show this to all of you so that you get a sense. Yeah, thank you for the claps that are coming in. I'm sure all of you love this. But yes, a comprehensive guide to building AI bots and custom GPTs, session 3 that was taken by Web of Sysinity. All of the key principles that we spoke about, building your first AI application with GPTs, understanding what GPTs are all about. This is we have taken screenshots from the main slides that were used and put down everything in a very structured manner so that much later you can go through all of this. We also have covered the markdown prompting formula that we taught you in the morning today, the role, objective, context, instructions and notes, and the markdown prompting structure as well. All of this was pre-prepared. And also, if you want to go ahead and create your own AI bot that writes LinkedIn content like you, the entire workflow is right here put up along with all of the prompts that were used. So as you scroll down, you will also find the prompts that were used by Webhub in the session. Of course, you should be learning how to write your own prompts, but for you to go ahead and practice, this is going to be super helpful. All of the other resources from yesterday are also on the chat. So please copy these links and save them with you. Now, during the lunch break, our support team got swamped with a lot of queries around the AI Accelerator program, with a lot of you mentioning that you were not able to join in, a lot of questions around the AI Journalist Fellowship program, a lot of questions about the engineering fellowships as well that we have. Now, all of that is again going to take a lot of time for me to cover, but I will not be doing that right now. I will address some of the questions that came in towards the end of the day, because right now it's time for all of us to get into the session on product building without writing a single line of code. Now, before I even set context, right, I want to ask all of you one quick question. Even if you are good with coding, or even if you do not know how to write a single line of code, I'm sure all of you have gone ahead and used digital applications. Now, imagine a world where you know how to build digital applications. Using this, you can build personal products for yourself or personal software for yourself, or you could build something for your organization, or you could build something for the larger population and put it out on platforms from where people could essentially get access to your application. But imagine that you have the ability to build these applications and products yourself. What is the product that you would take a shot at building? Can you all let us know on the chat at this point of time? What is the product that you would want to go ahead and build? AIG is not a product. Fact checker. Okay. A game. Be more specific. What kind of a game? An extension. Okay. What kind of an extension? Canva like product, a finance product, an executive assistant, a web application, but be specific. A ticketing tool, says Khwaja. A game. Okay. A tool with NCRT syllabus. I love that. Probably a student suggesting that. I love it. Book recommendation engine, grammar checker, develop a SAM solution, software asset management is what SAM means. Medicare and education for common people. I love that idea, Udit. An app for study tracker, a sales and retail price calculator, an automated Excel product, a tally like product, a trading bot. Love it. I love the flow of ideas that are coming in on the chat. Folks, let me tell you this. Today, the ability to build products has literally gotten democratized. Everybody needs an idea. And if you have that idea, you're not very far from bringing that to life, because it is possible to build the front end and also the back end, to build the interactions in your product, all of it without writing a single line of code. If that sounds exciting to all of you, drop a heart emoji. The ability to build all of these products that you have mentioned on the chat without writing a single line of code. But it is not going to be as easy as how we designed or developed the entire website and landing page yesterday, because when you're talking about products, right, digital products, you need multiple screens. You sometimes need an authentication layer where people have to sign up to the product to be able to use it so that the user level data can be tracked. You need a backend to the product so that every activity that a user takes on the product, it is being tracked on the backend. So you need a front end, you need a backend, you need to test for security and everything around it as well. So it is not as easy as building a website or a landing page, for which you need to learn a little bit about product architecture as well, as to how do products really work. And once you know how products really work, then you can take it to the next stage of going ahead and building that entire product and then eventually deploying that. Guess what? We have all of that covered in the next 1.5 to 2 hours. And for that, I'm super excited to welcome Dilip into this session. Yesterday, I think you have heard a little bit about Dilip. He heads Gen AI education at Outskill. And when we wanted to teach product and automations, there's no better person than Dilip that we can ever think of. So Dilip, I hope you're able to hear me well and see me well.
Yes, yes. Just give me a second. Yes, there we go.
Perfect. Folks on the chat, let us know if you are able to see Dilip and hear Dilip well. And if you have also understood the context about what is it that we are trying to do in this session. Perfect. All of you who are asking about resources and certificates and everything, don't worry about them for the next 2 hours, because this is a session where if you miss out on the foundations that we will be teaching you, you will not be able to understand it going forward. So everything with respect to resources, certificates, and all of that, I'm there to help you out, right? But for the next 2 hours, you are going to be in the hands of Dilip, and I would want all of you to give your absolute attention as well. So Dilip, over to you.
Absolutely. Thanks, everyone. Thanks, Fanny, for the warm welcome. And let me get started right away. So, folks, the session would be around 90 minutes or so. And within 90 minutes, my promise is we will take the concept of a product and build the MVP, like a minimum viable product. I'll explain everything, but within 90 minutes, we will be able to do that. I am going to turn off the chat now. Okay, so that everybody is paying complete attention and we will get started with everything. So let me just draw out what is it that we are going to share in this session, and then we will take it forward from there. Just give me a second. All right. So what we are going to do here, if you see, is we are going to learn about product. So the session will be in these parts. First, we will try to understand a little bit about product architecture. Okay, so we will try to understand about product architecture. When you're trying to build a product with AI, we need to understand a bit of the product architecture. Then after that, we will try to ideate and think of the features of the product. And then finally, we will try to build the product and we will deploy the product. So these are the 4 steps that will be present. So step 1 is we are going to understand product architecture, but we will try to understand product architecture from the lens of movie production. So let us assume, we have, let us say we have the Avengers movie, right? The famous Avengers franchise movie. Okay, so what we'll do is we will try to kind of go into the background of Avengers and try to understand the architecture of how this movie is produced. And then we'll try to build analogies as to, okay, this is how the movie is produced, and this is exactly how the product is built. Okay, so for the Avengers, what you had was you maybe went to a theater and you paid a ticket or something, and you kind of experience the movie in the theater. So you experience the movie in the theater, the and maybe it is around 2.5 hours, 2 to 2.5 hours was the movie length, and you kind of experienced it in theater. That is the experience that you faced as a user. Okay, as a user, the movie that you have experienced in theater is one part, but there is a lot of production that happens unknown to you. Okay, there's a lot of production behind the scenes, things that happens. We call this the BTS, behind the scenes. Let us try to understand behind the scenes what could be happening in this movie production. So number one would be you have your assistant directors and the production team. Okay, so what they do is they ensure that whatever is being shot, okay, is having a connection to what is being planned to show for the user. So whatever is being shot, they are planning. Actors have different dates, locations need synchronization. There is a lot of background work that needs to be done to shoot a particular scene. In fact, for a 2 to 2.5 hours of a movie, you shoot almost 100 to 150 hours of footage. How, you might ask? There are multiple cameras, multiple angles, multiple takes, and all of that stitched together. If you think of everything, it is 100 to 150 hours, which is distilled to 2 to 2.5 hours of kind of production. So these are the team which kind of synchronizes and ensures that whatever is being shot and whatever is planned to be shown to the user, everything is in sync. So that is the assistant director and the production team, the direction and production team. Then I have the editing team. Okay, so which actually works on those 100 to 150 hours of footage that is being shot, so that those footage can be brought together, edited to become like a crisp movie overall. That is what the editing team does. Then I have a server, okay, or I have this vault, I will call it a vault, which stores this 100 to 150 hours. Okay, 100 to 150 hours is stored in a secure storage, which I call it the vault, which is kept very clearly under lock and key, so that you are having those hours of footage very well set up. Then, along with this 100 to 150 hours of footage in the vault that we have present, we also have third-party services. Now, what could be the third-party services? One of the very big third-party service could be VFX. The movie VFX is typically not done by the studio. It is outsourced to other people. And one of the companies which does a good job of this is called DNEG. Okay, you can check them out. DNEG, it's an Indian company actually, which does VFX for the top Hollywood productions. And you can have multiple other things like the cinema ticket things, cinemas, which actually ensure that the tickets are sold and only authorized users are actually going to experience. So only people with a valid ticket are the valid user. Okay. Now what we'll do is, now that we understand the front end of the movie, or the part of a movie that you see is the part of the movie that you kind of experience, which is the one as a user you experience in the theater. Behind the scenes, multiple things are happening. So the part of the application you experience, whether it is on the website or your mobile, that is called front end. And the part of the product that is working behind the scenes, everything, that is the back end. Okay, front end is what you see, the application on your mobile, on your desktop, you putting in information and interacting with it. That is the front end. and everything that is happening behind the scenes, that would be the backend. Okay, so instead of the AD production team, you have what is called API, Application Programming Interfaces. Okay, don't have to worry about what it is, etc. But think of it like a connector between the front end and the back end. Okay, so API ensures that the front end and back end are in sync to provide the user the best experience. So, like how the AD and the production team keeps the behind the scenes and the movie in sync to provide the moviegoer the best experience. Similarly, for the user, the front end and back end in sync is taken care by the this thing. Editing team could be the server, the server which is working on the back end to do the logic and share it with the user. So that is a server. Vault would be the database which stores all the information. So the server kind of works on the database, gets the required information, and via API send it to the front end for the user to understand. Then the third party services, right? So if you want to add AI to your application, you can use the OpenAI SDK. So that is the third party service. And similarly, there are multiple services that are available for you to directly integrate. Another good way to do that is to use component libraries or things which can be reused to build your out product. One of the famous ones is called shared CN. Okay, so you might not understand what shared CN is, what OpenAI SDKs, etc., but think of it like third-party service that you are integrating. And cinema tickets, etc., like that, we have an authorization layer, something that will, kind of ensure that authorization is done, and only the legit users who have the valid ticket can actually experience the movie. Legit users who have the valid credentials can experience the product via the front end. Okay, so this is the complete product architecture in a nutshell. Let me quickly repeat it. The part of the application that you interact with when you have it on your mobile or your desktop, that is the front end. The part of the application that you don't see but is running behind to calculate the logic, send the answers, etc., that is the back end. For example, if you're using an app like Zerodha for stockbroking, you can say buy the stock from the front end, but the actual purchase and ensuring that the right amount of shares is in your account, all of that transaction is handled by the backend. Okay, front end takes your input, backend does the execution. So you have got the API which ensures the sync between the front end and backend. You have the server which works on the database to provide the logic and the answers. You have third-party integrations to ensure that everything, any big things that are needed, you don't develop it in-house, but you use existing services, and you use authorization to build a robust login system so that only legit users are able to log in into the product. Okay, this is product architecture in a very small, brief nutshell. So folks, before I proceed, wanted to understand how you understood the basics of the product architecture. Try to simplify it as much as possible so that you get the understand and analogy between a movie production and the product architecture so that you get the complete understanding overall. Great. So now that you have understood the product architecture, next is the part where we try to build out the product. Now, the typical way people do it is they go to any kind of a vibe coding tool that is available and say, hey, build me this product and explain the product. Okay. But that is not the right way to approach that. Because when you are trying to, kind of build products, you need to give much more context. You need to give a very strong, solid brief to the product. So I will teach you a framework as to how you can give solid, information to your product. And that is the same framework that the best of the builders use. So what I will do is, this is something I call the thinker-doer framework. So basic thinker and the doer framework, where the thinking part, I present what is called a PRD or a product requirement document. I create this product requirement document or a PRD, which is like the complete synthesis of what I actually want to build. What do I want to build? That I try to synthesize it in the form of a PRD. And once the PRD is ready, I put the PRD in the next software to build my product. Okay. Further, in PRD, what I do is, in here, what I try to do is, I try to take my basic idea. The basic idea I will flesh out into a set of features. Okay. From set of features, I filter the select features. And from this set of select features, I build what is called my MVP or minimum viable product. Okay, what do you mean by minimum viable product? Think of you trying to build a house. When you're trying to build a house and you want to construct the most important parts of the house, you will try to take care of electricity, plumbing, basic connections, etc. Interiors is not really required for you to occupy the house. If your basic parts are working, it is sufficient. So when you're trying to build the house, you won't think about, okay, what is the design of my garage? Or, what is the design for my attic? Those will come later. First, the basic skeleton, the basic core features of the house. The house should have electricity, the house should have drinking water, right? Those are the basic things you think about when you build a house, and then you'll think about air conditioning and other new frills, which will be good to have. So you should always think of your MVP are like the most critical. What are the most critical things you want to have? What is it that is good to have? Okay. And what is, want to have? Okay. So when you're trying to build an MVP, you try to build the most critical features. And then after you finish your critical features, that is when you try to build, etc. So thinker level, I can use any of my LLMs. I can use ChatGPT, I can use Claude, or I can use Gemini. I can use any of the folks for my thinking framework. Okay, because you have seen ChatGPT a lot in the sessions so far, let me show you on Claude how I will think through and actually come up with the product requirement document. So the way we build out products is first level, we will try to ideate and build a product requirement document. And that product requirement document, we will take it to a proper vibe coding tool and then build out the complete product. All right. So what I'll do is I have seen this list of sessions and I will actually build a calorie counter / fitness app. Okay. A calorie counter / fitness app that I'll build. And what I'll do further is I will make it an AI powered app. I will not just build an application, I will even make it AI powered so that you will actually see how to build an AI powered application using vibe coding. So this entire process of building products without writing a single line of code directly, that process is called vibe coding. And in vibe coding, I'm going to show you this framework, okay, the thinker doer framework, wherein we are in the thinker part, we are going to first think of the various things. So first, let me open Claude. We can open our Claude. And then in here, I need to use a reasoning model. So I will use a Sonnet 4.5, which is a decent reasoning model that is available. So let's get started. I'll say, I want to build a calorie counter application. Can you tell me the list of features that I can think of for building the same? Okay, this is the basic kind of application prompt. This is not exactly how we do. I'll show you the process of how we'll build it. So I will say, I want to build a calorie counter application. Can you tell me the list of features I can think of? So then it is also telling me what are the core features must have, the progress and analytics, the advanced features. It is giving me all of the information. Okay, but this is very outdated information because this is coming from an LLM. So I want the latest information across. So for this, what I'll do is, first, I want to understand what are those applications which are available, which I can use. For that, let me do this. I want to get 3 to 4 applications which are like competitors or the best calorie counter applications that are present out there. So I am trying to now get the calorie counting applications which are already available. So I will take Perplexity and get the information. So yeah, Perplexity has given me 4 applications. Okay, so let us go to that. First, I'll go to MyFitnessPal. I'll open it. Okay, and the trick here is you should try to scroll for the premium membership, because in the premium, you will typically have the pricing page, which gives you a lot of features. So I'll go to the premium page. I'll keep scrolling. There you go. This is the comparison of all the features which are available. So what I'll do is I will take a screenshot. Of the set of features, which is of MyFitnessPal. Then I go to the other software, which is called Chronometer. Again, I am doing everything right in front of you. Okay, I am not done anything here. I'll go to features, and in features, if I go to Chronometer Pro for professionals, I have to scroll down for the complete feature information that is given. Okay, and look at this. It has the complete feature information that is present. So I will take a screenshot of this. So wherever the pricing page is present, in the pricing page, you will get the list of all features. Now the other one which was given, lose it. Let us go to that and go here. And the trick is to kind of check for the pricing page or premium. Go to premium, and it is giving me all of these features that are available on premium. I will take a screenshot of this. All right, then what else did Perplexity tell me to go for? It says macro factor. So let us check macro factor. Okay, then when I see, so this one already has a roadmap. Okay, this is very cool, wherein it has given the complete roadmap for different sets of features. Now, I will not kind of pick up everything. I will only, pick up the released one and the planned one overall. So I can take this thing. So what I'll do is, since the planned features are actually the features people are asking for, I will take a screenshot, and what is already built, I will take the screenshot. Okay, so now what I will do is I will come back to the calorie counter application. And now what I'll do is I will upload all of the screenshots I have taken. Okay, so very simple so far what I have done. I first asked, okay, you know what, I want to do a calorie counter application. Can you kind of, help me build it out? And then I have, now what I'm doing is I have taken the screenshots And I have looked at the competitors. Again, I didn't know the competitor. I used Perplexity to search the competitors. And from the competitors, I took the pricing pages. Now look at this. I have given screenshots of a competitor calorie counter applications, analyze the screenshots, and then tell me the comprehensive set of features, every set of features that I think I can plan and build in the calorie counter application that I am planning. Okay. So I have given all of the screenshots. Now look at this. Core tracking features, food and meal logging, nutrition tracking, planning and organization. Compared to what I had here when I just directly gave the brief, it has now picked up very, very comprehensive features that I can think of building for the calorie counter application. It has given bunch of features. It is still going on, but I have now a complete set of features that now I can filter, plan, and build out my application. All right. So, folks, quick check-in. Are you understanding what we have done so far? Everybody following till now as to how we can think of a idea to set of features via Perplexity and everything. Okay. So now that I have given these sets of features, now is the thinking and what I would call filtering process, wherein I need to decide what are those core features that I would like to build. Okay. So now I want this application to stand out very well. And I want those core features that I need to build. So I need to convey that and try to get to the core set of features I would like to build. So for that, here is the prompt I will dictate. From the set of features that you have given me, give me in descending order what are the utmost core features that I should build. Think of it this way. I want to build two core features and one delight feature. A feature maybe the other applications do not have, or they are not advertising it very well. So I want to bring that feature out. So give me triplets. That means two core features and one user delight feature, which will then I will decide which features I should really go for. Give it to me in the neat table in descending order of priority and why I should be able to do that. Okay. And I'll say I am trying to build an MVP. So what I'm doing is out of the myriad features that it has been given, I will try to filter it out, those sets of features that needs to be built. Okay, so it is giving me a neat table, so which I can see and take it forward. So here is one important thing I'll tell you. What you need to understand is AI is giving the recommendation, but you should be the person who is taking decisions and make calls. Okay, so it is giving me a set of everything. Okay, so this is the complete table it has given me. Let me look at this. And if you look at it, first is manual food entry with nutritional database, with daily calorie tracking, with goal setting, with voice logging, absolute foundation, which is required, or barcode scanning with macro tracking with AI food recognition from photos. I think this is good. AI food recognition from photos. This is an AI feature which you should think. So that is there. Custom food creation, weight tracking with visualization, streak counter with celebration animations. Okay, that is there. Meal categorization, basic progress charts, and smart meal suggestions. So there are different things that are available. Okay, So what I will think of the basic core feature set is first, maybe take the user information to kind of understand and do the macro tracking. So the basic macro tracking needs to happen. AI food recognition needs to happen, and daily calorie with tracking with goal setting is also important. So from my analysis, what I want to do is I want to take this core feature, which is daily calorie tracking with goal setting, macro tracking of the food, and AI food recognition from photos. Okay, so I will tell this. The feature set I want to go for are daily calorie tracking with goal setting, macro tracking, that is what are the proteins, carbs, or fats which are present, and then AI recognition from photos. These are the three core features I would like to build out first. Okay, and then I will say draft a comprehensive PRD for the above three features. Okay, so I am looking at that, and now it is, kind of figuring it out. So it is now trying to create this comprehensive PRD for me. So this is where it will take some time to draft it out, but it's okay. We should give it that time. So what the key trick when you're doing it is first give AI the complete freedom to go completely, allow it to go and build as much as possible, give you even more information. Then you start filtering it out and contain it. Okay. So when you allow AI the creativity to expand and then use your direction to kind of reduce it, that is when you will create the right amount of structure needed to make a great prompt for your builder. So it's building out this complete PRD that is required. I think it's building a pretty long one. As you see, it is going on and on and on. But it's okay. We will take it and then we will try to, kind of build it out. I think it is kind of going a little too much into detail. So maybe I'll allow it to kind of I'll give it 1 more minute. So as it does that, right, let me do a quick recap of what we have done so far. So what we have done is in ChatGPT, Claude, or Gemini, what we did is number one, we listed all features. We listed all the features. Then we went to Perplexity and we got the competitors. Then for the competitors, we went to the pricing pages for the features. Then we got a full feature list. And this full feature list, we try to figure out 3 features, which is 2 core features plus 1 delight feature. And from there, we are trying to now arrive at the PRD. Once we have the PRD ready, we will do some refinement to ensure that we have the right set of PRD, and then we will try to build it further. Okay. I'll stop it. I think it's going a little too much. So what I'll say is, give me the PRD in under, say, 500 words. So I'm giving it a little restriction so that it'll give me a little smaller PRD, because when I said comprehensive, it is going on and on and on. Okay, so now it is giving me the complete concise PRD summary for the calorie counter application. Okay. So it is giving me the vision, the core features, which are the 3 core features that are there, platform specifications, development timeline, etc. So now look at what I'll do. I will say, make it into 1,000 words, but here are the few changes I would like you to do. Number one, don't give any development timeline or a success metrics that are present. Remove that. On the technical specifications, ensure that you don't have any database. We will use the local storage only, and it is a web-only platform. Even in terms of the camera upload, we will just upload the pictures. We are not going to use the camera because I want to use it on the web only. And for the AI-powered food recognition, I will want to use the OpenAI API itself, the image model for analyzing the photos and getting the nutrients, etc. Considering this, make me a 1,000-word PRD, which is more comprehensive than the one you just built, along with incorporating the suggestions that I have just given. All right. So what I am doing is I am going to make it even better. So now what is happening is it is now trying to build out this complete thing itself. If you think about it, this is exactly like a markdown prompting. Okay. What we are doing right now is like a markdown prompting that we are trying to build out. Okay. So it has given this document. So it has given the platform, the technical basic architecture. Again, you might not be the technical architecture person, so maybe you won't understand this part, but it's okay. Then you have the daily calorie tracking with goal setting. It has given every information that is needed. I'm just scanning through it so that I understand what is happening over here. I think it's all, kind of able to do it. Okay. All right. A few considerations. Currently, no need to work too much on privacy and data control for now. We will add that feature later. Also, one more thing is there is this thing about nutritional database. No need to worry about nutritional database. AI can help us get the database. With this inputs, make this PRD more simpler. Try to put it in bullet points so that it is easier to read. So this thinking part, right? You have to spend a good amount of time when you're trying to think through each of this. Okay, very, very important for you to do this part very well, because when you are building this prompt, when you're trying to figure out what needs to be done, you need to be able to give the correct inputs that are needed. Okay, so this is a more crisper, more bullet point level version which could be used. Okay, everything is getting built. Okay, so this is the vision that it has given. Everything looks fine right now. Okay. Then I will now tell it the next part. Okay, follow this. This is a very important part we're doing. So in terms of building the specifications, we have built out the right specification. Right now, we will do the last part. I am going to copy paste this prompt into a vibe coding application like Lovable or Replit. So modify this prompt so that it can work there. One thing I want to mention is it's an agentic platform. So give more guidelines than anything else. Don't try to give specific things like what the how should the data be stored, etc. All that. Let it be local storage. How to do that, let it figure it out. No need for data export management or any other things. Let the platform only figure out. One thing definitely include is that for budget reasons, I want to use the OpenAI API for the image reading. I don't want to use the other models. I want to use the OpenAI API 4.0 image recognition model and not the other models. So give me like a copy and paste prompt that I can put in other platforms. Okay, so basically I have gotten the requirement, everything that is needed. So now I'm asking it to make a prompt for me. So this is like a complete markdown prompting where it is saying web-based calorie counter application, product overview, core features to build. It is giving the complete information, then macro tracking, what is needed, AI-powered food recognition, what is needed, etc. All right. So now what I'll do is I will open this up into a prompt and try to use it. Okay. So let me just open it up because it has kind of disjointed itself. So I'll try to open it up and try to use it. Okay. So I'll just copy, I'll paste it over here. All right. I think it has picked it up properly. Everything is ready. I'm just checking if there is any error. I think it is fine. This application is now ready. So what I'll do is I'll just clean up my tabs. Okay. And now we have a prompt ready. Okay. So this is our hero prompt, which we will now use for building our application. So this is the specification or the product requirement document that we have built so far. And we will now try to use this product requirement document to actually build our product. Okay. For building the product, I use this platform called Replit. Okay, it's a great platform which is agentic in nature. So I will copy the markdown and I will say start the chat. Okay, because it is agentic in nature, it will try to go through the complete specification and try to understand what needs to be built. So now we are in the planning mode over here. Okay, but if you see, we have done most of the planning outside in Claude or ChatGPT, and therefore we are using it everywhere. Okay. Okay, so I allow the OpenAI API thing. So what Replit has done is it has figured out that it has its own OpenAI integration, which it could use right away. At this point, what is happening is it is trying to understand the features and it will try to build out a plan as to what those features would look like. Let it come with the plan. The problem with Replit is on the free credits, right? The free credits plan, what would happen is, it's not, I would say, it is not usable for others. As in, if you're on the free plan of Replit, there is only a few things you can build. But on the paid plan, you can build this application in a much better manner. All right. So right now, I will just look at the features. Everything is fine for now. I will say start building. So it should start building out the features. Okay, so the features are getting built over here on the side. So at this point in time, what is happening? It has taken the sets of features of all of the things that are available, and now it will convert this feature into code. Where is the code available? You see here. Here is all the code. It will start writing the code and be present there. Okay, so it is now building out this particular feature. Now, for those of you who want a free alternative to do that, you can go to the Google AI Studio. Okay, so in Google AI Studio, so the link is aistudio.google.com. You can click new application and the model you can choose Gemini 2.5 Pro. Typically, the thinking model is important. Okay, you pasted the complete prompt. All right, and you say build. So now your Google AI Studio is actually thinking, and this is available freely. Okay, of course, there are some limits of how much complex applications you can build. Deploying is not that straightforward over here. Replit gives you a complete end-to-end service. Google AI Studio, while free, it will help you build a very basic application for you overall. So right now, if you see here, it is now coding that complete application as we have mentioned. So it is trying to build it out. Okay. Similarly, if you look at Replit, Replit is also trying to build out the complete application. So if you look at this, the app type is a modern web app. So it is decided that it is going to create that with React and Node.js. And the integration is that it is managed by Replit itself. So the OpenAI integration, Replit itself is kind of managing overall. So there are few modes in Replit. One is the build mode and the plan mode. Because to conserve the amount of credits that we are going to use, I did all of the planning inside Claude itself. So inside Claude or inside ChatGPT or inside Gemini, you can do the planning and come up to the product requirement script that would be required for you to put in any of these platforms. Okay, and that is the plan mode. Build mode is where you're trying to test it, it is trying to build it out, etc. So now it is trying to build it out. Okay, so it will use the Replit AI integration. It is now creating the comprehensive development plan. So it also thinks about which feature to build first, next which feature to build, and it will actually test out the complete features also. So it's a plan-driven development that Replit does. In contrast, what happens in Google AI Studio is it will just think of the plan and start building the complete application. Okay, so this would start building out the application. You see here already components of dashboard, what needs to be seen, onboarding, food model, scan model, all of that are getting automatically built if you see here. Okay, so there are some errors which has come. It is trying to correct the error itself. Okay, so this platform also now it has started building the schema, the front end, etc. Replit slightly slower than other platforms which are available, but it tries to do a much more thorough error-free job. Okay, so while this is happening on this side, right? Let me show you some quick hacks or tricks that I have learned which AI can help you in multiple things. Before I go there, wanted to check with everybody. Are you following so far? I have how I created the prompt, put the prompt in multiple platforms, and then trying to build it out. Okay, great. So now what I'm going to do is I will tell you a very good career hack, right, which would kind of build up on something that you have learned over the few days. So you have learned how you can, ChatGPT can help you do an interview, etc. And how can I use AI to make a very, very personalized resume for myself? Okay, so let us assume that I am searching for a job, like say in Google. Let me check if I have senior program manager at Google. I will say senior program manager AI at Google, Microsoft, anyway, it is fine. So I'll say senior AI micro manager at Google. So it has put a senior technical program manager AI agent development. That is the job it has picked up. Okay, I'll copy it. The other part is my resume. Instead of resume, I will use what is my LinkedIn profile. Okay, so I will share my LinkedIn profile on the chat to all of you so that you can check my LinkedIn profile and see what my profile is and how the resume is going to get developed with my LinkedIn profile. This is also a form of vibe coding, but a different tool set. Okay. Now what I do is I go to this tool called GenSpark and go to AI documents. In the AI document, I will pick this particular resume format. And this is not going to give me the text of the resume, by the way. It is actually going to build the resume that is needed. So I have taken this. I will say, this is my LinkedIn profile. I am trying to apply for this job. And I'll give the link. I'll say. So give me a very personalized resume based on my LinkedIn profile as to what I am, who I am, my achievements, and the job that I'm trying to apply for. So make a customized resume for me so that I can directly apply for this job. Okay. And I am giving the prompt to this. So I have given my LinkedIn profile. I have given it the job description that I'm applying for. You guys can check out my LinkedIn profile to see everything, because when you see the resume being built, you will know exactly from where it has picked up that information. And this is the job description which is present. So I have this job description which is available. So what is the happening right now is GenSpark is actually reading my LinkedIn profile as well as a job description, and then trying to figure out, okay, what should be the content of this resume so that it can be directly used to apply for the given job. It'll take a few moments to kind of take the information from my resume. So it'll try to understand things like, hey, who I am, what is my background, what are the things I have done, etc. Then it will look at the job description, what is its requirements, and then it will try to look at the requirement as well as the job description, and as well as my LinkedIn profile, and then try to edit out this particular resume through and through. Okay, so I think it has kind of done. The reading part is done. Now it is thinking, it is collecting the information. Usually it takes around 2 to 3 minutes in total. So it is now analyzing the job description. It has analyzed everything. So what it is going to do is it will create a highly personalized resume based on the technical program manager role, and highlight my AI ML expertise, technical program management, data-driven approach, and cross-functional leadership that I have written in my LinkedIn. So it is going to connect both of this and try to build it out. Give it a moment. I think it's almost done. So you can replicate this workflow even in ChatGPT, but ChatGPT will give you content of your resume, and again you have to kind of work on typesetting that resume, and try to format it so that you can apply to jobs. But with GenSpark, what will happen is it will create the resume directly itself, like you can see on the left-hand side, and you will actually see it being created in the same resume template that I have provided. Okay, on that resume template, it will try to build this out. Okay, you see here, while it has not exactly picked it up, but it's still trying to build it out. It is giving my professional summary, my core competencies, my experience that is there. Okay, it is giving my PhD experience also, my research intern experience, my education, everything along with my publications and research, so that I will just have to, what do I need to do? If I look at this document, right? So this same document that is present, I can, download this document. I can export as Word document or a PDF, and then directly apply it to any job that I want. Okay, so the formatting slightly off. I can correct it by giving further prompts, but that is completely fine. At least I now have a working resume that I could use, which can be directly applied into the job that I'm looking for. Okay, so now let us check on AI Studio, everything. So AI Studio has started to build. So I will say, okay, you know what? I'll just put some random numbers. Okay. I'll just keep it as it is. I'll say finish setup. I will say upload a photo of your meal so I can scan my meal. So what I'll do is I have already taken some pictures and kept it with me. I will choose one of those pictures and I'll use the same picture even in the other application. Okay. So there's this paneer bowl that I have. I will say analyze the meal. Okay. So look at this. It has figured out that it is grilled salmon, quinoa salad, steamed asparagus. It is completely wrong. Okay. It's a paneer bowl, but it is saying grilled salmon, quinoa salad, steamed asparagus, etc. Okay. But at least the basic thing is kind of working. If I want to log the meal, I can even kind of say some, something like 1 cup rice. Okay, but see, when I'm saying 1 cup rice, it is giving me some different information all through. All right, so now I will give the feedback. When I'm trying to make it kind of give a paneer bowl, it is figuring out salmon, etc., and all that. Can you use the nano banana model to kind of recognize the images and make it work? So I'm trying to give it feedback that, you know what, the Vision API, try to use the Nano Banana model so that it can be used better. So it is going to build and it is going to do it. Let us check what is happening in Replit. Okay, so Replit is also ready. So now I will test Replit. Okay, I'll say this current weight. I'll put in 100, target weight is 90, etc. I'll just put this. Okay, it's still building. My bad. I had to wait for it to complete the building. It is testing it out. Okay, so it is seeing that there is some error overall. So it is testing out the complete thing. So basic application is built here, but it is still doing this. Let it continue to do that. We will check again on Google AI Studio what's happening. All right, I can set up this. For now, I'll just keep the default. Finish setup. I'll choose the same paneer bowl. So now when I'm trying to analyze, there is an error which has come. So it is now trying to fix that particular error. Okay. So now the final review is being happening for the calorie counter application to confirm whether it is production ready, whether all the features are properly implemented, etc. By the way, there are a lot of tools which can do this vibe coding, but I typically prefer things like Replit because it has a much more thorough review mechanism. Okay, so let's check again. So this is a slightly frustrating part when it comes to vibe coding because when you are trying to build and there is a lot of errors, it is frustrating to keep, kind of working on that. And because the free thing, it is still a little more complex to do this. Okay, there you go. It has figured out that there is paneer butter masala and there is basmati rice. So I'll say log meal. And it is saying that I have eaten this thing over here. Okay, so it has taken the progress and everything. So it has did a decent vibe coded application overall with respect to everything. Now let us suppose I want to add a different feature where based on the food that I have logged in, the AI should recommend what other food I should have so that I can balance out my meal. Let us give that feature. The next feature I want to build is that, since AI has recognized my food, for a more balanced meal, what are the other food items I should include along with my logged meal so that I can get educated and keep making those improvements? Okay. So I'll send the prompt. So this is the way you should build it out. Once you have two core features and one delight feature and your basic application is working, then what you should do is you should develop what is called a roadmap. That means what are the next set of features that I'll continue to keep building. Once you figure out what are the next set of features that you would like to continue to keep building, you need to keep adding that one feature after another. Okay. And one very important thing that you should understand is if you look at everything, there is something called checkpoint. Okay. Very, very important. This is a golden rule. If the same error is repeating 3 times and you're not able to recover from that error, after 3 times, you should go back to the checkpoint of the most stable build you have had so far. Okay, so if you are trying to add 10 features, 4 features are working. The fifth feature that you're trying to add is breaking your application. So then what you need to do is you should go back to the checkpoint of the most stable build that you have and try to do that. All right. Still building, I guess. All right. And then maybe I'm just reloading the application. It's all ready. I'll So these some small bugs could happen. Okay, that's something you'll have to work with it. All right. So, and you can even select the device review. If I want, I can check it on mobile, how it will look on mobile. So here is a profile. Here is the history with the calendar view, the calorie trend, etc. And this it has given. So some errors are there, like how my image has broken, etc. So let me remove this. I will add the image. I'll say analyze the meal. You see, this is exactly how it is going to work with this. I will say log the meal. Okay, the feature has still not yet come. Balanced meal feature is not seen. So the balancing the meal feature is not yet seen. So I give it the feedback. So give it the visual feedback as much as possible. So what you should do is whenever you kind of figure out that it is not present, take a screenshot and add it. Okay. So you have a way to add your files also where you can upload the image and do the screenshot. Okay. Let us check on Replit what's happening so far. Okay, everything looks good. I'll continue building is what it is saying. So let us just check out this set of features. I'll say 89, 70. So next. So moderately active. I'll say lose weight. I'll say this is my daily calorie calculation is 2263. I will say get started. Okay. So identify a task list to work on. So basically it has given something. Let me try again. I'm just putting some random numbers for now. Beyond the onboarding, I'm not able to add any of the features, especially the scan image and everything. Every time I give the information, I'm again coming back to the onboarding step only. I'm not able to proceed further from there. Okay, so whenever you are stuck, you need to give exactly how you should, kind of do that. All right, let's see what's happened over here. So it has rebuilt it out. So let's check. All right, let us log our food. Okay, so now that I have given, it is now telling me balance this meal. Okay, so let me balance it out. It is getting suggestions, and these suggestions are also AI is kind of giving. So it is now thinking of ways to improve the meal. Hopefully, it will give me some particular thing. I will say current screen size. So it is giving me suggestions. Now, one thing is it is giving me non-veg suggestions. I would like to have some veg suggestions, which is anyways given. So I'll say add this and I'll log the meal. Okay, so with this, I can now, kind of log my meals and build a very good minimum viable product version of what we have seen. So this is what Google has built in AI Studio. In Google AI Studio, you have the complete vibe coding feature while you have this feature over here. I think it has now started fixing it. I think in another minute or so, you are able to do this. Okay, so while it fixes it, let me recap what we have done so far. So once we got the product requirement document that you see, we have taken the product requirement document and we have put it in the product. And whenever you're facing errors, you are explaining the error back to the product. So the agent that is building, you explain the error back to the agent. Once your MVP is built, okay, then you add feature by feature and try to build. Okay, because if you miss this step and you're not adding feature by feature, what will happen is when you are trying to build your application, if some feature breaks, if you're building 10 features at once, the build will get so complex that the errors will not be easily doable. You can see that in Replit and even Google also, the first time there were some errors and I had to continuously prompt to fix it. Okay. One more good thing I can tell you is whenever you have a good visual reference of how your app should look like, take screenshot and upload it on the software. Okay. So both Replit and this have the screenshot. For example, if I can add an attachment, I can upload a file which is an image. Okay. And once you upload the image, it will take that image as an inspiration and try to build from there. Okay, so I have built one more feature over here, which is balance the meal, and I'm able to do that. Uh, so here it is saying some features which you can kind of add, like improve the confidence indication, etc. All that. Now, what else I should do, right? Maybe a recommend like a fitness recommendation, something like the next feature I would like to add is post the meal logging along with the balanced meal session. It should tell me how much time I should take a quick walk so that I am in tune with my weight goals. Okay, so basically an AI feature which will tell me, okay, I have had the food, I have now taken this food. How should I, how much time should I walk or etc. like that. So it is now thinking through each of this. It is integrating everything and it is going to build it out. Okay, so it has now trying to build this out. So let me see if its image analyzer is working. So I will try to choose the image, same image that is there. I'll open, I'll say analyze food. Okay, it is still having some problems. So let it figure it out itself because it is still writing the code. Okay, so one thing you should remember is when you are trying to do this, some applications will have a different way to do that. Some applications might not have that. All right, let me just reload this. I can just say, is the walk suggestion feature incorporated? So sometimes when it for kind of not done the job, you can ask if the feature is incorporated, and the vibe coding system will try to do it by itself. So one good thing about Replit is it is actually going to test it like a user, and that's where it will try to minimize the number of errors. While we are still finding some errors and we are fixing it on the go, but Replit tries to do the testing together, and that's why it's a very comprehensive agent that happens. For Google's vibe coding, of course, because it is a free preview, you will have to manually keep checking what has been done. Now for Google review, like say if you want to deploy the application or anything, or you want to save to GitHub, again, it's up to you. So when you say deploy the application, you can deploy it directly on the Google Cloud. Okay, so you'll have to create a Google Cloud account and you'll have to put some credits. So this application that you have built, you can directly deploy on Google Cloud. When you sign up for Google Cloud, it will give you some free credits and you can use those free credits to kind of deploy it. So this is a Google Cloud deployment that Google Vibe Coder Builder kind of supports. The other deployment that is available over here, right, there is a deployment that it also does. Let it complete the building, then I will show you that also. But even in here, it can do that. For example, you can check here. There are multiple tools that Replit tries to give. One thing is publishing, where you can publish a live, stable, public version of your app. Okay, and when you publish this app, as more and more users use it, based on that, your credits will be consumed. Okay, that is how this publishing works. Integrations, you can connect to a lot of external services. You can connect to database, or it has its own database. This is the built-in storage for images, etc. You can set up authentication if you want. You can scan your app for vulnerabilities. You can have the assistant answer different questions, code search, console, playground. You can actually do all of this stuff with the help of this. Okay, so one problem with this agent is it takes a bit of time overall, but it tries to do the thorough job. So let us hope that once we do get started, when you click it, it should be able to come to the main landing page, and then we can test out even this version of the application. So what you can do is I can, kind of take a screenshot of this error, keep it overall here. I can upload this error file. So always a good idea to give screenshots of errors, because that way it will understand it even better. So this replit.md file, right, that it is building. Okay, so it actually is, the trying to kind of tell you what are the fixes that you have tried to do in your application. Okay, so it has said it has built it out. Let's try to again check it one last time. Okay, same error. I will give it. Okay, I don't have to give any context. I'll just say this is the error that is coming. So it is trying to build this out. So afterwards, everything that you're trying to do is just a repetition of the same process as I showed you, right? You build a core set of features, try to build the vibe code, the application, then add one feature after another and try to make it work. Okay, so it is now ready over here. I will test this out. It's fine. This is fine. I'll give the paneer bowl, analyze the meal. So the nano banana is actually being used. So this is the thing. I will say balance this meal. I'm just checking if, I can, even this feature is kind of working. So whenever you're testing, if you have added more features, you have to set and fix those other features also as you're trying to build. Okay, it is giving me tur dal or plain Greek yogurt. So I will go with plain Greek yogurt for now. I'll add it. I will say log this meal. Now it is scanning and it is saying that you logged a meal of 730 calories, right? Activity suggestion, take a 25-minute walk. It is a little heavier meal than usual. Try to take a 25-minute walk. Okay, you can say done. And that's how your application is set up and working. Even like I have showed you to on Google AI Studio, I am trying to fix it over here. So it is saying everything is ready. Let us check. I'll choose the image. I'll analyze. Okay, so here it has said found 0 food items. So let us tell it. The analysis was done and it found 0 food items. Can you check what API is being used? I think it should not use the OpenAI API GPT-5, but try to use GPT-4o. Please try to make those changes so that this application is working. All right. So again, this is the process on Google AI Studio. I have kind of built it out completely. Whereas on Replit for today, right, it has not been able to kind of check with respect to why the problem is occurring. All right. So this is the process, folks. Again, when you're trying to build your applications, you will have to work in an iterative manner. So some 3 rules of vibe coding that I want to mention. First vibe coding thing is rule is break down what you want to build. Don't say I want to build a calorie counter application. What are the features in the calorie counter application that you want to build? Take those features of the calorie counter application that you want to build and try to build this out completely. That is point number 1. Second point is when you're trying to build, first build it with not more than 2 to 3 core features. Okay. Don't try to build all of the features in a single shot, because then you will be left with an application which is not completely working. Try to build only 2 to 3 features and add it step by step. Whenever you are facing an error, okay, whenever you are facing an error, ensure that you are asking it to fix in 2 to 3 tries. Within 3 tries, if your error is not getting fixed, either revert to the previous checkpoint or start it from scratch. Okay, so it is saying it has fixed it. Let us check. There you go. It has said paneer tikka masala, jeera rice with garnish, 1 cup, and everything. So slightly more accurate. I can log it, and it is logged under lunch. And there you go. From now on, if any additional features that I want to add, I will put in those additional features here and it will start building it for me. Now, if I want to deploy this particular application, as I said, there were multiple tools. I will have to kind of check a publishing tool to kind of publish it, and it will be stored in Replit's own database. Another one is like a security scanner, which I can use it to run and check for any kind of vulnerabilities. Okay, so there are different things that are done. So I can say I can go back to deployments, and if I want, I can publish it if needed. Okay, so that's how I can do it in Replit as well as Google AI Studio. I hope, folks, did you find this helpful? Did you get an idea of how you can take an idea that you have and actually start building it and keep adding features and kind of build out any kind of ideas that you have got? So to start with, use the Google AI Studio. It is available free. And then if you want to kind of make it better into some production ready environments, you can use Replit. Okay. Thanks a lot. Yeah, Funny, over to you.
Wonderful. Thank you so much, Dilip. And I love all the comments that are coming in on the chat about how, excited all of you are about what you just saw. But one comment that did stand out is that, yes, you have to get hands-on with this, try to build something on your own. And while you learned about Replit in today's session, there are many other platforms as well that you could use. And Google AI Studio is one of them that everybody certainly has access to. So nothing is stopping you from going ahead and practicing and trying to build something on your own. And only when you do that, you will learn a lot more all by yourself, right? And one thing that Dilip did mention is you need to have that patience as you're building, your first few products, because you will make mistakes which will take additional time. But the next time when you go ahead and build another product altogether, you will not make the initial mistakes that you would have made. So that way, you will eventually start saving on the time as well. But Dilip, any final advice that you would like to give to everyone before dropping off?
See, one thing is where you'll hear.
I think people are also asking about Replit credits and all of that. Maybe you could touch upon that as well.
Sure, sure. So Replit, they give in the free version, right? They have very limited credits. That's the reason why I showed AI Studio, so that in case people want to try out a free alternative, you can try it in Google AI Studio. They are much more generous for today, okay? Because it's a new feature that they have rolled out. Once you maybe wait for some more time, I think this also they will put in more restrictions. So make hay while the sun shines. Okay, even when these platforms came earlier, they gave generous amount of credits. The reason why they cannot give a lot of credits is it runs on GPUs. Okay, so if you go for the $25 plan, I think in the free plan you can build 5 applications, and I think one application you should be able to comfortably build even in the free tier. But you can't deploy, you cannot do anything. That part is not possible on the free tier. You have to go for the paid tier. Okay, so that is how this tool works. Google AI Studio, much more generous. But the problem with Google AI Studio is if you want to check security vulnerabilities, etc., that feature is not available. If you want to, kind of deploy it into any other thing other than Google Cloud, that is not available. You still require some technical knowledge to make it live. Okay, so Replit, there are free credits available, but those will be very limited. You can test out one application a little bit. And therefore, to save on credits, don't try to use the plan mode inside Replit. You will keep consuming credits. Instead, do the plan mode on ChatGPT, Claude, etc. So quickly recapping, we had done the thinker-doer framework so that ChatGPT, Claude, Gemini will be your thinker, while Replit will be the doer.
Perfect, perfect. I just see Vartika's message stating that she just made a website on Replit. Vartika, kudos to you, and great that you have gotten started. But Dilip, thank you so much for taking this session, and absolutely loving the value that people have gotten. I will take it forward from here and help them with the graduation as well. All right, folks. All right. Now, Devansh, I literally had to pause the chat box completely because of your constant spamming of the message that you have put. And if you actually read your own message, it doesn't even grammatically make sense. But we were not able to read any other message that came through in the chat because of the messages that you have put in. So, team, please put Devansh out of the chat at this point of time. Spamming is not something that we can encourage, but a lot of people, as this session was going by, have actually gone ahead and built their own MVP prototypes. Lovely to see that a lot of you have gone ahead and shared those links with us. We are going to take a download of this entire chat and probably go through as many links as possible much later so that we get a sense of the kind of products that all of you have built. But I see but what I will do at this point of time is I've also launched a poll to take all of your feedback on this session. Please do go ahead and participate in this poll. And while all of you do that, let me go ahead and share a quick homework with all of you, which is also the resource document of this particular session. And this will essentially help you go ahead and practice what you have learned. I'm just opening this up on my window, and I will then shortly share my screen. And yes, I will also share this on the chat box after I go ahead and explain this to all of you. Give me 1 second. Meanwhile, you can answer the poll that I have put out. Perfect, perfect. All right, so here's your workbook and your homework for the day, which is a workbook on product building with AI. Drop in a heart if you love the fact that you're getting homework today. And I will explain to you what this homework also is. It's going to take about 1 hour. There are 2 activities that you will have to do, probably 1.5 hours for you to complete it. But trust me, if you try your hands out on these activities, you're going to gain a lot of knowledge and practice as well, and you will learn a lot all by yourself also. So activity 1 is something that we learned yesterday, which is how can you go ahead and build a personal portfolio website for yourself. A lot of you have already done that. And yesterday I showed you how you can do it through Comet. But in this particular workbook, we have gone ahead and included a new tool called Rocket. All of you could go ahead and use Rocket as well. And as AI generalists, the point that I want all of you to understand is that you need to always go ahead and try out multiple different AI models and also multiple different AI tools so that you innately start understanding the capabilities of all of these different tools. And that way, you will always be able to decide what is your use case and what is the right platform or the right tool or the right workflow that you can go ahead and use for that. So the purpose is you can go ahead and build a personal portfolio website on a bolt.new like we saw yesterday, or you can go ahead and do it on a Replit as well, or you could do it on Rocket, or there are other platforms like lovable.dev that you could go ahead and use, but try it out on multiple different platforms. Now, in this task one, as you scroll down, we have given all of the steps for you to go ahead and execute this. But as you scroll down, you will also find a portfolio builder prompt that we have gone ahead and included, because we realize that a lot of you are actually students. And in case you are not there yet in terms of writing your own prompts, we don't want that to be a blocker for you to go ahead and try building websites out. So you can simply copy this entire prompt from here, paste it on a Rocket or a Replit or any other platform. And inside this prompt, there is a section. It's a fill in the blank prompt. So you can put in all of the content from your resume right here, and you can observe how the agentic tool that you would be using would go ahead and build out your website. And of course, after you build it, the most important step is for you to review and refine the website that you're building, make it better, make sure it is standing out. And once you're confident that your website is looking very, very good and has the right information about you, you can feel free to go ahead, share that on LinkedIn. And when you do that, tag us as well. And we will check out your LinkedIn posts also. Now, task two is, and we have included a form here as well that you could go ahead and fill and submit it back to us. But task two is where you can go ahead and build your first AI product. Now, this AI product that you would be building, like Dilip taught you, we are going to use Replit itself for that. But inside this workbook, you will also find us putting out an entire prompt. And before you actually try to fill up this particular prompt, you need to fill in these blanks. You need to decide what are the main problems that your product would actually want to solve. Like in the example that you have seen, the problem that we were trying to solve was not knowing how many calories a particular food item that we would want to consume would have. Now we have gone ahead and built a product for that, which basically solves for this problem. So like that, go ahead and identify the problem that you want to go ahead and build a product for. And your problem statement should not be a paragraph. If you're not able to define your problem statement in 6 to 8 words, then you need to rethink about your problem statement. That is how clear your problem statement should essentially be. Who are your target users? What are the key features that you would like to have? Like Dilip mentioned, do not go ahead with 10 different key features. Start with 2 or 3 key features. Get people, start with 2 to 3 features, build the entire product out, deploy it, start testing it out with people, understand whether people are finding value in the UI and the user experience that you have created, and then come back and reiterate as well. We have given you the entire prompt, everything around it, and ultimately once the product gets built and you get it tested by real users, you can come back and iterate on the same file. So this is going to be the homework, but as I share this, I'm also going to go ahead and share the links of all the other session documents and resources as well that I have already shared before, but I did see some of you asking for it once again. So I'm going to go ahead and put this in on the chat box. It's a dump of 4 different links, which will be super helpful for all of you. Let me just format it correctly and then I will hit enter. Okay. And folks, right after this, we will jump into the graduation and I'm going to give you a lot more resources, right? A lot more resources. But your first resource stack, now that we have completed all the 4 sessions, your first resource stack, which is all the 4 resource files from the 4 sessions that you have attended, is on the chat box. Copy it, select the whole text that I've sent out on the chat box at this point of time, copy it and paste it in your own notes or Word document at this point of time. Even if you reach out to our team much later on email, we will not be able to share the same resources anymore, right? That is why we make it a point that we give away everything that we have to on the call itself, so that you can take note of it rather than having to reach out to our team much later. So please listen to everything that I say in the next half an hour and take down all the material that I would be giving you here itself on the call at this point of time. But before I share more things with all of you, like I mentioned, we are at the final leg of the mastermind. We are going to go ahead and talk a little bit about the next steps that you all have to take from here. How can you go ahead and practice, and how can we as Outskill help you on your practice journey, for which we have curated some bonuses that could help you. And then we will have a short session on making money with AI as well, that will help in connecting all of these dots for all of you. But before we get there, I want all of you to pat yourselves on the back and also clap for yourselves, because you have all completed the AI mastermind. When we got started, I told you we had close to 20,000 people join in the morning yesterday. And today we are down to the last 10,000. That means 50% of the people could not take the cognitive overload. They could not spend enough time in the mastermind for whatever reasons, but you did. So kudos to you. And I'm very, very proud of the effort and the interest that all of you have really put in to learn AI. In fact, I want all of you to go ahead and drop in a thank you message on the chat box. I've turned the chat to everyone. Drop in thanks to each other, because all of you did support each other throughout yesterday and today. You all learned together. And I also want all of you to thank the people that made this mastermind possible for you. It could have been, a YouTube influencer where you have gone ahead and seen an ad about this mastermind. It could have been Cred or Zomato or Zepto, wherever you have gone ahead and heard about this mastermind from, or a lot of you got referred into this mastermind by your friends or your managers or your parents. You can thank them and the people that made this weekend possible for you by giving you food, by giving you water as you were going ahead and learning and not getting distracted. Drop in that thanks. It's super important for everyone to continue to share that gratitude as well. And while all of you do that, while I see all these hearts coming up, what are the next steps? Well, you must continue to practice, and you should know, when you practice and when you master this art, what are the opportunities that could open up for you, so that which will allow you to monetize everything that you are learning. Now, we have both of them covered, and I'm going to quickly get started with the bonuses. Now, we have a lot of them, right? And a lot of you have already joined the AI Accelerator program in the afternoon. I'm just quickly turning off the chat at this point of time. Bhumi, you will get the certificate. I will share it right away in the next 5 minutes. Don't worry about it. Everybody who is on the call at this point of time will get their certificates. But as I'm going ahead and revealing these bonuses, a quick disclaimer. A lot of people earlier during the lunch break went ahead and joined the AI Accelerator program, and a lot of people wrote to us with multiple queries around the program, and also wrote to us about the AI Generalist Fellowship. I'll talk about all of those towards the end, but I don't want anybody to feel that, hey, if I knew that they would give away so many bonuses to everyone in the mastermind, I wouldn't have probably joined the accelerator program, right? Because the lens that I want you to wear is that if we are able to do so much for people in the mastermind absolutely for free to help people learn, you can imagine how prepared we are with the accelerator program as well, for which we have already done like 6 batches so far. So you could very well imagine what are the kind of resources that we have built out for all of the people who are taking the longer journey with us as well. But these bonuses that I'm going to be sharing right now are for everybody. Shall I go ahead and reveal the first bonus? Yes, on the chat, if you want me to go ahead and start revealing the bonuses. Wonderful, 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 wonderful. Now, the very first bonus is that this is not the end of the mastermind. You see, all of you have been sharing a lot of positive energy with us. All of you have been responding very well to everything that we have been trying to teach you. So we thought, why not include a bonus day for everyone? And there is one thing that we could not teach you yet. I really, had that itch. I went back to our team after the lunch break when all of you were having lunch, and I said, why don't we go ahead and add a bonus day so that we can go ahead and teach you AI automations as well? So tomorrow, you need to be blocking your calendar for 3 more hours of intense learning. Now that you have learned building products without writing a single line of code, we will also go ahead and teach you how you can build your own automations without writing a single line of code. Now, because it's a working day, we are doing it in the evening. This is the same time when the accelerator sessions also end up happening. But tomorrow, 7:30 p.m. to 10 p.m. IST, block your calendars out. We're going to be using the same Zoom link that we have used today and yesterday. You join the same Zoom link tomorrow. In fact, I would recommend you to go ahead and manually block out your calendar right away for tomorrow, 7:30 p.m. to 10 p.m. IST. We're going to have a full-blown session on AI automations. Now, this is where you will learn how you can build automated processes. Let us say you are getting leads from multiple different sources and you want to connect all of these lead banks to, let's say, an AI model like ChatGPT, and have ChatGPT go through every lead that comes in into your system and give you an analysis of the lead itself and do a lead scoring. That is one example of an automated scenario that we ourselves use inside of Outskill. What if I could tell you that today you can automate the process that you could follow to post content on LinkedIn and Instagram? AI can create images and videos. We saw that. AI can write beautiful LinkedIn posts. We saw that. Why should we make AI write each time? What if I tell you that if you build an automated workflow, it can run every day at the same time? It can run once a week at the same time. However, whenever you want it to run, it can go ahead and run. Would you all want to learn that? Yes. Does that sound exciting? Drop in exciting on the chat. And that is exactly what we will go ahead and teach you tomorrow. And this will also give you an insight into agentic AI workflows that you could start building. Just give me 1 second. There seems to be an internet glitch in our office. Just give me 1 second. I'm fixing this. Perfect. Can you all see me and hear me well? Yeah, is it my laptop or is it the internet? I'm not sure. Perfect. My screen just froze for a second. All right. People are asking for tomorrow's Zoom link. It's going to be the same Zoom link that we have used today and that we will be using yesterday, that we have used yesterday as well. In fact, let me go ahead and drop it in on the chat box since I have it handy. And you could all go ahead and save it. Tomorrow is a working day, Vishal, we know, but this is towards the evening in IST, right? So Zoom link for tomorrow's bonus session on AI automations is right there in the chat box for all of you to go ahead and copy. Now, bonus number two. Bonus number two is that, I know all of you are feeling accomplished at this point of time. I know all of you are feeling super, super accomplished at this point of time. Give me a thumbs up if you are feeling accomplished. Give me a thumbs up if you are feeling super accomplished at this point of time, and if you absolutely believe that every second of this weekend was worth it. It was worth you sitting in front of your laptop or computer or your mobile phone, and you got to learn everything that you did. And this, in fact, happened because of a lie. And that lie was that I told you that we were not recording this. I told you that we will not be able to provide the recordings of this mastermind as well. But you know what? There is absolutely no reason for us to keep these recordings with us. There is absolutely no reason for us to not give you the recordings as well. The only and only reason, while I know that a lot of you would have gone ahead and recorded all of these sessions locally on your systems, the only and only reason why I told you that recordings will not be provided is primarily because had I told you that we would be giving you the recordings, you would have dropped off the call completely. And you would have been like, I will probably attend this. I'll probably watch the recordings next week or the week after. And that would have never happened at all. We have seen that happening with a lot of people earlier. And then we also realized that it is very important for people to spend that time and learn. And that is the reason why, we did this. I hope that didn't cause any unnecessary anxiety for anybody. The only intention was that now that you go back and watch the recordings, it'll be like a refresher for you. It will not be like a new concept that you're learning altogether. And these recordings are going to help you go ahead and practice everything. Now, how will you get access to these recordings? We are going to upload it onto YouTube, and we are going to be sending those links to all of you. Every recording of every session that happened in this mastermind, you will be getting it by Tuesday in the next 48 hours over email. Is that clear? Do not ask us for the recordings. We ourselves will share them with all of you by Tuesday, because it's a long day that we are having today. And these recordings will only get processed by the platform by tomorrow. So we are going to download it by tomorrow, and then we are going to send it out to all of you by Tuesday, day after tomorrow, so that all of you can keep access to the recordings. Love it. Now, bonus number 3. I've already gone ahead and shared a lot of resource files with all of you. But bonus number 3 is that we also have intense workbooks that are prepared for everybody. I'm going to be sharing this link with all of you. You can ignore the 4th workbook for now, because tomorrow we will be sharing the workbook on, in fact, I'll share these 3 workbooks for now with all of you, and I will show you what these 3 workbooks also look like. And, let me actually put it in on the chat, and then I will share my screen and show this to you as to what really is there inside these workbooks. You see, if you don't practice everything that you have learned, you will not be able to move forward. And, that is not the kind of outcome that we want you to walk out with. Now, while you can practice on multiple different exercises all by yourself, there would be a few people who would have the excuse that, hey, I was not able to think of any specific exercise to practice building custom GPTs on, or building Gemini gems on, or creating an image and a video. So we have gone ahead and created these workbooks ourselves. When you open the first workbook on the chat that I have shared, you will see a file like this opening up. And as you scroll down, we have spoken about prompt engineering in the very first session. You will see exactly that over here in the very first workbook, right? It's a prompt engineering activity that we have given you, through which you could also get to learn different types of prompting structures that we ourselves could not go deep into, right? Like zero shot prompting, few shot prompting. When this entire exercise will make you go ahead and write prompts in the zero shot prompting style or the few shot prompting style, and doing so will allow you to see how the output is varying with every prompting structure that you're using. And that in itself, I think that is the most rawest form of learning that anybody could have. That is what this activity, if you complete it, will do for you. And as you scroll down, we of course taught you how to build advanced products, but if you want a primer before that, you could also build web-based applications today without writing a single line of code. through which you can build travel planning applications. Or many of you said, I want to go ahead and build a game application. You can go ahead and absolutely do that. You can build a quiz application, or you can build like a snake game app, whatever it is that you want on Claude.ai itself. And you can do the same on ChatGPT also, because some of these web-based applications do not need the backend. And you have all sat through the entire session on product building. So I would love it if all of you go ahead and give this a shot. Now, we also had a session on image and video generation, where a lot of you complained saying that, oh my God, should I take the paid version of this particular tool to go ahead and try it out? And Shantanu and I kept telling you that you don't have to take the paid versions, because there are tools that give you ample amount of free credits as well that will help you get started. And that is exactly what we have gone ahead and listed in this particular workbook as well. So there is a task, there are steps. You just have to read these steps. There are tools that we have given, and we have hyperlinked these tools as well. For example, for image generation, we taught you Kriya.ai. But here we are asking you to go ahead and use Leonardo.ai, because the user interface is pretty much the same. The prompt that we taught you for creating images also is the same when you go ahead and do it on Leonardo.ai. The only difference is that Leonardo.ai gives you free credits on a daily level, by the way. So every day your credits get replenished, and you essentially can create more and more, or generate more and more images that way. And you could convert your images to videos using something like Luma AI or using Runway ML. When you are logging in or signing up into Runway ML for the very first time, you can convert your images to videos, and it gives you 125 odd free credits, and that is enough for you to get started. And for you to go ahead and edit your videos finally, you can use the VN video editor, or you can even use Canva, which is also absolutely free. So go ahead, and we have given you a bunch of topics that you can explore as well, because a lot of you yesterday asked us questions around how can I do this for different brands? Well, for that, the advice that I have for all of you is go ahead, pick a brand, make a spec ad for the brand that you have picked. Spec ad is nothing but an ad with your own imagination, and go ahead and post that on social media. Go ahead and post it on Instagram and on LinkedIn. Tag us. That way, tag the brand that you're creating it for. That way, you could get insane reach if your idea is creative enough. See, ultimately, with all these AI models getting very, very powerful, what truly is going to differentiate human beings from each other is how creative they are able to push their own boundaries too, right? If you have a great idea that you're coming up with, your idea will certainly stand out if you execute. So everything is put out in detail over here. And today we learned how you can go ahead and build your own AI bots or Gemini gems. We have a workbook for that as well, in which we have gone ahead and included the prompts also that you could go ahead and use. And the entire Markdown prompting template is put up right here, so that when you are going ahead and working with this workbook, you can simply copy and paste and have the magic happen. Yeah. Helpful? Give me a thumbs up or a heart. I already see a lot of them coming my way, but I so wish I could see all of your expressions as well. You know, people who have joined the AI Accelerator program, the beauty is that we have something called as breakout rooms inside of it. It allows us to meet each other, but unfortunately, in this mastermind, because we do it at scale, we really cannot see all of your faces at this point of time. But I hope you are smiling, right? And now, a lot of you have been asking about the certificate. Well, kudos to all of you. You have earned your certificate if you're on the call at this point of time. Clap emoji for yourself. And all the firecrackers are also coming up on my screen. You have earned your certificate. And how is it that you can get your certificate? Well, earlier we used to only share it over email, but then as we scaled up, today we literally have close to 12,000 people at this point of time. It is going to be madness for us to send it out on email, because a lot of people end up checking some other email inbox, or sometimes our email ends up in spam and they again reach out to us. It's a lot of back and forth. So we decided, can we make it easy for everybody, for you and even for ourselves? Now, to make it easy, what we have done is for the next 10 minutes, we have gone ahead and removed the authentication layer on top of this particular link. I'll share my screen and show this to you. So there is a link that I'm going to be sharing on the chat box at this point of time. Once I share the link, you will be able to see a page like this that says generate your course certificate. When you enter your name here, your email ID here, and your phone number here, for privacy purposes, I'm giving a random phone number at this point of time, but you can feel free to give your personal phone number itself and click on generate certificate. What usually happens is that our system checks whether the person is on Zoom, and if they are on Zoom, the certificate gets generated, right? I'm going to be sharing this link on the chat with everyone at this point of time. Over the next 10 minutes, you can go ahead and generate your own certificate. But before that, let me ask on the chat, are you all clear as to how to generate the certificate? Yeah? Can I go ahead and share the link with all of you? And yes, when you generate it, you will find a download certificate as a PDF option as well. You can click on this and that will get downloaded like this. And then you can simply go ahead and share this on your LinkedIn profiles or on your Instagram profiles and everything around that as well. Perfect. Let me close the chat and share this link right away. The only thing that we will send over email is we will be sending the recordings and the roadmap as well over email. So Hira, we will not be sharing the roadmap here because it's a large file. We cannot literally push it through the Zoom chat. So that is something that you will be getting on email. But I'm sharing the link for all of you to generate your very well-earned certificate here. This will be active for the next 15 to 20 minutes. All of you, as long as you are on the call, you can go ahead and generate your certificate. This does not work for people who are not on the call. So go ahead and generate your certificate and keep it saved. It works on mobile, it works on laptop, it works on computer, it works on all sorts of devices as well. Go ahead, download your certificate right now. I will pause for a second so that all of you can do that before I move into the next bonus. The next bonus may not be for everybody, but it will be very helpful for a lot of people. So we have included that. We have included two bonuses, to be honest. Something that we have never done before, but we are doing that today because a lot of you asked us for it. And I will talk about that, but that's not going to be relevant for everybody. Sharing that very, very openly, right? But before I talk about that, I hope all of you have generated your certificate by now. I have a request from all of you. Will you all help us out with something? We have taught you yesterday, we have taught you today. Will you all help us out with something? A heart emoji if you are ready to help us out. And help us out only if you have found true value yourself. Now, I'm going to ask you all a question. Can you all think about one friend or one colleague or one family member, or your parents, or maybe your managers, or maybe the founder of your organization, who you think would find the same value that you found through this mastermind? Can you all think about at least one person? Let me know on the chat. You can be honest about it. If you can't think of anybody whom you know who would find value attending this mastermind, you can absolutely say no. But my guess is that 99% of you will have some people in your mind whom you may want to talk to about this mastermind. And if you want to really go ahead and talk to them, what we have done for all of them as well is that we have made this mastermind absolutely free for them to attend, because they would be attending because of you, who have already completed the mastermind. Now, how can you go ahead and invite your friends and family members and colleagues into this? I'm sharing this link on the chat. Now, this mastermind is usually a paid event, folks, right? For your friends and family members, we are able to make it free until the end of today. So if they don't register by the end of today, they will not get this for free. They will have to again pay for it. So whoever you want to share this entire experience with, you can share this particular link with them. What happens when you click on this link? In fact, not even this link, you click on this link. Once you click on this link, we have made this nice little landing page, and this also was created with AI, by the way, without writing a single line of code. And what happens is this allows you to share about the AI revolution with your friends or whoever it is that you want to invite into this mastermind. All that you need to do is there is a message that has been put up already over here. You can just simply click on this box that will copy this to your clipboard, and you can go ahead and paste it wherever you want to go ahead and paste it. If you want to send it out as an email to anybody, you can simply open your email and go ahead and paste it right here, and they will be able to use this application form, and they will be able to go ahead and register for this mastermind absolutely for free if you share it with them by today and if they register by today. From tomorrow onwards, we will again have to stop taking enrollments for free. So please make sure that you are taking time today to share it with them so that they can go ahead and register for this absolutely for free. Clear? Let me know on the chat. And is this helpful that we are extending this opportunity for your friends and family members as well? Thank you, Shantanu, for those kind words. Wonderful. 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 Now, coming to the bonus 4 that we have for everybody, right? And while I did say that this is not for everybody, this is for all the action takers. And this is something that we have never done before. But before that, let me go ahead and yes, I have it right here. Yes. Now, you see what has happened right after the right after the first session today, when we gave all of you a lunch break, we had a 45 to 50-minute lunch break today. And during that time, our team got flocked with a lot of calls and emails about the AI Accelerator program. There were a couple of questions and there were a few genuine requests from people as well. Now, some of those requests were an extension for you to be able to join the AI Accelerator program at the same price that we went ahead and spoke about, the discounted price of 95,000 rupees or $1,200 for people who are not joining in from India. But while we have never done this before, just because of the number of queries that came in, and I also saw that about 49 people's payments or enrollments failed for whatever issues, right? There was a bank server issue that happened, unfortunately, at that point of time because of the traffic. And that is the reason why I spoke to some of our partners as well and decided to open the enrollment option once again only for the next 15 minutes. Now, all the people who questioned our approach of opening this for 20 minutes earlier and now for 15 minutes, it's fine for you to question it, right? And because of that, you can choose not to enroll into this program as well. But to be very honest, every person who joins this program, we have the responsibility of giving them a lot of coupon codes. And for these companies that are giving away these coupon codes to us, it becomes very expensive if we keep the offer valid forever. That is why even on our website, we don't have the option of people going ahead and enrolling. We have the option of people going ahead and enrolling, but even if they enroll from the website, they don't get the coupon codes. It's primarily the coupon codes that limits us from extending this. And of course, this is a flash offer that we are doing in the mastermind for only for the people who are attending the mastermind. And that is the reason why we had to limit it. Now, because of the number of queries that came in and all the failed payments that came in, we decided to open this up for all the action takers and people who genuinely want to join in for the next 15 minutes. But I thought it's very important to address two other queries that had come in. In fact, three other queries that had come in. One, about the community. Two, about the tools itself that we are promising to all of you with the enrollment that you would be making. And three, about the fellowship programs that we have inside of Outskill, right? Now, I will take them one at a time, but the enrollment link is on the chat box at this point of time. And those of you who could not go ahead and block your seat earlier, you can go ahead and do that at this point of time. And if you are a student, if you are wondering whether this program is for you or not, well, it's not a compulsion that you really have to join this program, right? For students, primarily, it's not a compulsion at all because students have a lot of time, and there's no urgency of learning everything fast if you are very, very young at this point of time. And if you look at the demographics of the cohorts that we run or that we ran and the current cohorts that we are filling up the seats for. By the way, the November cohort has literally 7 more enrollments left at this point of time. A lot of earlier people deferred into the future batch. So we have 7 more enrollments into the November batch. And then all the enrollments will be moved into the into the January batch that we are conducting. And that is what you will be able to find on the payment link as well. But if you look at the demographics of the cohorts that we have run, 50% of the people have more than 5 to 10 years of work experience. 40% of the people have more than 10 plus years of work experience. That constitutes to 90% of the cohort strength. 90% of the cohort has more than 5 years of work experience, in which 40% of them have more than 10 years of work experience. And all the people who are getting started with their careers, that's only 10%. Why did we, choose to have these kind of demographics? It is because this is what pushes you to think. This is what pushes you to go ahead and execute as well. This kind of experience is what you need to have to be able to build your network in the AI world as well. This is the kind of community that you would be getting access to when you come and join in. And, these are not the only the AI Accelerator program is not the only community that we run. We have other communities as well with people of the same demographics, and you can literally see where everyone comes in from as well. They come in from all parts of the world to attend these sessions. And while all the sessions, the learning sessions are completely virtual, there are offline events that we keep conducting, and our communities are hosted on an LMS platform called Circle. And also we have all these learners talking to each other inside of WhatsApp groups. In fact, let me be very honest about this, right? For each one of us at Outskill itself, these communities have become a boon. I'll tell you why. With so much happening every day in the AI space, when you have a thriving, active community that is always enthusiastic to learn everything faster than everybody else, that is always researching about the latest things that are happening in the AI space, you yourself will keep you yourself can be updated all the time. In fact, this is the reason why all of us at Outskill probably are the people, as soon as there is a new development that comes in the AI space, we get to know about it quite immediately. Why? Because of the same community. Our learners keep talking all day, all night about what's happening, brainstorming about multiple different problems that they have in their own organizations, how they can have AI models solve them, what are the processes that they could go ahead and implement, and what are the products that they could go ahead and build out to be able to solve problems for themselves and for their team members and everything around that. So when you are a part of this kind of community, it becomes very, very enriching. But again, this is only and only for the action takers. Just give me 1 second. I see a lot of people going ahead and making your enrollments at this point of time. While you do that, just give me 1 second. I'll just be right back. There is some sort of a disturbance here. I'm just going to clear that out and then we will resume. All right, folks. All right. I'm here and I do see some payments failing at this point of time, like Rajesh, Harish, and a few others as well. We will not be able to extend this any further beyond of this particular session. So, if your payments are failing at this point of time, I don't know what could be done. However, all of the enrollments that are coming in, you will also be added to our communication list, and within the next 24 hours you will be receiving your confirmation emails. And all of us who have joined the AI Accelerator program today, either in the afternoon or now, we will all be having a separate onboarding call on Tuesday. It will be a smaller group of people, and we will get to go ahead and share all of the resources, all of the access, and give you more clarity about how is it that we are going to move forward in this entire program and everything around it when we have that call happen, right? But now that you got a good sense, did you all get a good sense of the kind of community that you would be joining through this program? Give me a thumbs up if you got a good sense of it. Wonderful, wonderful, wonderful. Just a second. All right. Now I move in to the next question that a lot of people went ahead and asked, which is what are the fellowship programs that we conduct inside of Outskill, right? You see, when you go into our website, you will see when you go into our website and click on explore courses, you will see this section called fellowships. And a lot of you, how many of you went ahead and saw this section and have this question on how are the fellowships different from the accelerator program? And there's a reason as to why we don't even talk about the fellowship programs at all unless people ask us about it. Lot of you, lot of you went ahead and questioned us or asked us about this. Let me go ahead and help you understand what these fellowship programs are. There are two fellowship programs that we conduct apart from the accelerator program, of course. And both of these fellowships are not year-long fellowships. In the accelerator program, there is 14 days of core focus on AI. There are three different content libraries that we spoke about, and then there are weekly AI update sessions for the next 1 year. But the true learning gets done in 14 days because it's primarily designed in a way to help people implement things faster. Whereas in the fellowship program, there are no content libraries. There are no sessions that happen consecutively over the weekdays. These are programs that only run on the weekends and they get stretched for 6 entire months. So these fellowship programs only happen on Saturday. The sessions of these fellowship programs only happen on Saturday and Sunday, and they run for 6 entire months. There are no other content libraries. The tools is something that we give to the people who participate in the fellowship program as well. But while even in the fellowship programs, if you look at the whole landing page that we have, you will see that we cover the same 5 6 different levels here as well. 5 levels, and then we spend 1 entire month building or working on a project of our choice. The learnings are exactly the same, but this is a much more slower track. And because it's a much more slower track, what ends up happening is people cannot go ahead and directly pay for this particular program, right? If you go ahead and apply for this on our website, you will end up on a payment page for an interview. I'll tell you what ended up happening, right? We started teaching people extensively through these fellowship programs itself. But what we saw is that while the idea of learning for 6 entire months sounds great for everybody, that commitment does not translate very well as the months pass by. And if you join any of our programs and end up not completing the program yourself, it's a loss for us. It's a loss for the kind of reputation that we have. Because today, like I have been telling you, we are the largest generative AI education platforms that is out there on the internet. And we have a reputation that is at stake and that depends on the success of all the learners that we have inside of our programs. And we had another feedback as well that we got from a lot of working professionals, that learning for 6 entire months also becomes difficult because you might as well learn everything in 14 days and gradually continue to implement so that the rest of the weekends you can have time with your family members and everything around it. And that is the reason why we went ahead and launched the accelerator program as well at a price of 95,000, which is what we offer to all of you. Whereas for the AI Generalist Fellowship Program, the approach that we have taken is the same approach that every premium institute also takes, which is we conduct interviews for people to attend. If let's say 100 people attend our interview today, 7 of them get accepted into the fellowship program, which means 93 of them, while they want to learn AI, we don't think they would stick around for 6 entire months. They might join, they might do like 1 month of the program and then drop off for the rest of it. We don't want to teach people who can't commit when they themselves are choosing the program, right? And that is the reason why we decided very strictly to have an interview if only we are very convinced that the person would have the commitment. There are cases where people want to learn slow. There are cases where people only have time during the weekends. There are people who have to spend a lot of time during the weekdays with their family or in their offices. They really can't take that time out. For those people, we still continue to run the fellowship programs as well. And, there are a set of engineers as well who would like to go very deep into multiple other concepts. And these concepts essentially include, a lot of people have asked about, how building of LLM models happens, what are agentic AI frameworks that engineers should really keep in mind, beyond text, like when you want to go ahead and build your own diffusion models, or if you are an engineer, you would be asked to build proprietary AI models for your companies. How can you go ahead and do that? All of that requires coding knowledge, and all of that also requires specifically the knowledge of Python language. So we also have the engineering track for such people. And for that as well, we have an interview system for which people have to pay a price of 5,000 rupees. Now, because these programs are longer in nature, they also cost more than the accelerator program. So while the accelerator program is 95,000 rupees today or $1,200 today, the 6 month AI fellowship programs that we have, after we give away all the scholarships that we can, the maximum or the least that the price enrollment fee can come down to is 1,95,000 in Indian currency, both for the non-engineering track and the engineering track as well. This is if you get selected in the interview. So the price is higher because it's a longer program. It's a 6 month long commitment. Our team gets involved for 6 entire months with you only during the weekends. It's much more slow paced. And because it is slow paced, there's a lot more time every week to go into implementation as well. So you will be building a plethora of projects inside the fellowship programs, while the accelerator program is meant to be a fast paced program. Now, we also, in case anybody who has taken the accelerator program already, and now at this point of time, you are like, hey, you should have told me about the fellowship program already before. We always have the option for you to go ahead and switch your accelerator enrollment into the fellowship enrollment. But even for you to switch, we would like to take an interview and decide whether we can go ahead and have you in the fellowship or not. So it's strictly interview based. But what we have done for everyone's benefit today is that I did tell you that the enrollment option or the process for the fellowship program does not have a direct payment link for you to pay and get into. There is an interview that we conduct. We can't make the interview free for everybody because thousands of people will end up booking the interviews, and we don't have that big of a team to sit and consult or help thousands of people on 1v1 calls. These interviews are 1v1 calls, 30 to 40-minute 1v1 calls, wherein we understand your entire journey, understand your intent behind joining a fellowship program of 6 long months, and then we decide and send out the acceptance note if we want you to be part of our community, right? So we can't keep it for free. But today, and by the way, before I reveal what we have done for all of you, this program is also not for students. So every student who pays 5,000 rupees and takes the interview, we auto reject and give back the 5,000 rupees as well to the student, because this program is not for students at all. This is for working professionals or entrepreneurs or founders, or even for people who are probably on a career break at this point of time and need that guidance and direction and want to spend the next 6 months working on themselves and their skills, right? But today, the good news that I have for all of you is that for 150 people, specifically for the first 150 people, we are waiving off the 5,000 rupee booking amount. I know it's crazy. We are doing that for all of you, or the first 150 people who go ahead and block their interviews for the AI Generalist Fellowship Program. Again, this is only an interview that you're blocking at this point of time. You're not getting into the program. This is only an interview. You can speak to our team for free, get a sense of what the program is. If you get accepted, that is when you can come and join in. And if you are a student, if you're taking away one of these 150 interview slots that are available right now, our systems will auto reject your application if you are a student. And because we don't take students, so might as well keep all the 150 free interview slots that we have put out to all the working professionals, people who are on a career break, people who want to learn, people who are entrepreneurs or have an entrepreneurial idea. Yeah, those are the people who can go ahead and avail this at this point of time. How do you go ahead and block your interview? You click on this link that I have shared on the chat box. Let me quickly open that on my screen. And you click on this link that I've shared on the chat box. You will be able to see a direct Calendly page open up like this. Only and only the first 150 interview slots will be free. You have 3 days: Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday. If let's say Tuesday works out for you and let's say 10 a.m. IST works out for you, you click on next button here. You fill up your details. Let us know which industry you belong to, how many years of experience you have, and which track are you really interested to apply for. You could be confused here. So if you are confused, you can select either of these, and on the interview call, based on the background that you have, we will be able to suggest you a track that would suit you. And please go ahead and put in your LinkedIn URL as well, because our team will go through your entire profile and uh, come prepared for the interview call itself. We take them seriously. So if you are getting your slot for free at this point of time, I would want all of you to respect the time as well and take it seriously and appear for your interview and be prepared for that interview as well. Now, as all of you do that, let me also show you the process to block your seat. I see that a lot of you have already just blocked your seat for the AI Accelerator program. Anita, welcome to the madness. Sanwal, welcome to the madness. Cricket Life Coach says someone's email ID. Welcome, welcome. Vids, Rajesh, I think you have had a failed payment, might want to retry. uh, Gobind, welcome all of you into the AI Accelerator program. But if anyone else is trying to go ahead and block their seats, let me go ahead and did I share the right link? Oops, let me share the right link once again on the chat. All right, all right. I shared a link for which the batch is completely sold out. I'm just fixing that and sharing this once again. Perfect. These are both the links that all of you could use at this point of time, either to block your slot in the AI Accelerator program or to block your interview as well for the AI Generalist Fellowship program. Now we get into the session on making money with AI. But before getting into this session, I want to give all of you a 5-minute break. The next session is going to go on for about 20 minutes and then we will wrap up. But I want to give all of you 5 minutes since I see that a lot of you are going ahead and taking that action. So take these 5 minutes to either enroll into the AI Accelerator program or for booking your interview for the fellowship program. And while all of you do that, I will play one quick song, and then once these 5 minutes are done, the enrollment links will stop working and the interview link will also stop working, interview booking link, if we hit the 150 interviews by then, which I'm absolutely sure we will. And then we will get into the session on making money with AI. So go ahead, continue to do that. And while all of you do that, I'll play a quick song, which I hope all of you will like.
इस गाने तो लगे है कि यार समझ लिया कि है आ गया है आगे से काम करता है और गया अब क्यों से केस में कैसे फिट होता है इसका ये मतलब है कि आप आउटस्किल के मास्टरमाइंड में चाहता हूँ कि मैं सबको बहुत बढ़ाई दूँ बढ़ाई हो बढ़ाई हो बढ़ाई हो बढ़ाई हो बढ़ाई और मैं ये छोटी सी ब्रेक चाहता हूँ मैं चाहता हूँ कि आप सब थोड़ा रिलैक्स करें एक घूंट पानी ले क्योंकि आगे हम और एडवांस यूज केसेस देखने वाले हैं और मैं आप सबको वापस यहीं पर देखना चाहता हूँ अगले 5 मिनट में मैं सबको यहाँ 5 मिनट में वापस देखना चाहता हूँ इसीलिए मेरी ये छोटी सी ब्रेक के लिए भाई और बहनों मैं छोटी सी तारीफ देना चाहता हूँ ब्रेक के लिए थोड़ा टाइम लो रिलैक्स करो और पानी ले लो और मुझे यहाँ 5 मिनट में मिलो मैं यहाँ 5 मिनट में आपको मिलता हूँ जी हाँ 5 मिनट के लिए मैं यहाँ 5 मिनट में आपको मिलता हूँ जी हाँ बधाई हो ब्रेक के लिए थोड़ा टाइम लो रिलैक्स करो और पानी ले लो और मुझे यहाँ 5 मिनट में मिलो मैं यहाँ 5 मिनट में आपको मिलता हूँ मैं यहाँ 5 मिनट में आपको मिलता हूँ अगर आप यहाँ लगाए हैं इसका मतलब ये है कि आपने समझ लिया कि ये यहाँ क्या है कि यहाँ कैसे काम करता है और कि यहाँ के उस केस में कैसे फिट होता है इसका ये मतलब है कि आप आउट स्किल के मास्टरमाइंड है मैं चाहता हूँ कि मैं सबको बहुत बढ़ाई दूँ बढ़ाई हो बढ़ाई हो बढ़ाई हो बढ़ाई हो और मैं ये छोटी सी ब्रेक चाहता हूँ मैं चाहता हूँ कि आप सब थोड़ा रिलैक्स करें एक घूंट पानी लें क्योंकि आगे हमारे एडवांस यूज केसेस देखने वाले हैं और मैं आप सबको वापस यहीं पर देखना चाहता हूँ अगले 5 मिनट में मैं सबको यहाँ 5 मिनट में वापस देखना चाहता हूँ इसीलिए मैं मेरी ये छोटी सी ब्रेक के लिए भाइयों और बहनों मैं छोटी सी तारीफ देना चाहता हूँ ब्रेक के लिए थोड़ा टाइम लो रिलैक्स करो और पानी ले लो और मुझे यहाँ 5 मिनट में मिलो मैं यहाँ 5 मिनट में आपको मिलता हूँ जी हाँ 5 मिनट के लिए मैं यहाँ 5 मिनट में आपको मिलता हूँ जी हाँ बढ़ाई हो ब्रेक के लिए थोड़ा टाइम लो रिलैक्स करो और पानी ले लो और मुझे यहाँ 5 मिनट में मिलो मैं यहाँ 5 मिनट में आपको मिलता हूँ, मैं यहाँ 5 मिनट में आपको मिलता हूँ।
All right, everyone, are we all back? I think our team will now disable the enrollment links and also the link for everyone. I think all the 150 free interview slots are done. But are we all back to get started with the quick session on making money with AI? Perfect, perfect, perfect. All right. Now, this is going to be unlike all the sessions that you have attended because I've kept it very, very raw, right? Because when you think about wanting to make money with a skill that you are learning, it all comes down to the passion, your own passion. It all comes down to what skill are you picking up and how would you want to give this skill as a service to people who can in turn pay you, right? So what I've done over here is we have curated, most of the different ways in which people have been making money lately. I have included some of my own experiences, but my own experiences could be very different from the kind of experiences that you could have, primarily because of the fact that what I am into is not something what you would be into. You could be a marketer, you could be a designer, you could be a finance expert, you could be an accountant, you could be, anybody, right? I'm into business management primarily, and I'm into the field of education more than anything else. So what all of us can get as opportunities would be very, very different, right? And a lot of people who don't have an idea or who have never thought about opportunities that they could get into to be able to monetize their own skill set. I hope that the next 15 to 20 minutes will give you some ideas, right? In terms of what you could really do so that you can start working on these ideas much later. But here is what leveraging AI has landed for me. Going neck deep into generative AI has given me personally some opportunities, and all of these opportunities today come in for me come in the form of training gigs. I go ahead and do offline trainings for a lot of MNCs as well. We at Outskill have built a large community of people from across the globe, and there are many, many opportunities that come through because of this as well. Because of going deep into generative AI and helping so many people learn generative AI and apply it in their own processes, I've also gotten, and prior to this, I have also worked with a lot of children from rural areas of India, right? Because when I got started with my career, I happened to visit a lot of schools in rural India, both low income private schools and government schools as well. And the quality of education that is provided in these schools really struck a chord to me somehow, right? Because I always was of the belief that if our country has to move forward, then the younger generation of our country has to get the right kind of education. Today, that is very true for all the people who are working professionals as well and people who want to become entrepreneurs as well. But more importantly, it still stands true for all the students. So I've always been into the space of education, and now I've been helping people learn AI, and doing so has helped me get opportunities to share my experiences at platforms like Josh Talks, etc. And I've also created multiple programs and trained leaders from corporates like Aditya Birla, Razorpay, Adobe, Domino's, Shell, etc. Over the course of the last 2 years. And doing all of these have helped me make a lot of side income, close to around 40 lakhs in the last 1.5 years. I would say, if I have to even give out a figure, that is not even the salary, it's a side income, because that is how big the opportunity is and how hot the market is at this point of time for people who are learning AI. Now, while that is the monetary benefit of it, I have been able to do a lot for the passion that I hold very close to my heart as well, which is to help children learn better. And with the same things that you have learned today, you have learned how to build Gemini gems and custom GPTs. I've been able to build solutions for teachers in who work in low income private schools or government schools as well, that will help them make better lesson plans, which will in turn, or which is in turn helping them as of today deliver better lessons inside their classrooms, no matter how well educated the teachers themselves are, right? If you want to know more about the kind of work that I have done, or if any of you is a teacher yourself, or any of you is into the education space yourself, feel free to connect with me. We could have a chat, and I would love to share some of my experiences with you as well, so that all with the intent of being able to help more people going forward. But while doing all of this, I realized that this moment is very, very special, and it does call for urgency. The urgency is not about, where you are learning generative AI from. It could be from us, it could be from some other place, some other institution, on your own, whatever it is. But this moment is special, and it does call for urgency, because the kind of opportunities that we are seeing today for people who are going neck deep into generative AI are not the opportunities that will exist probably 5 years down the line. Because 5 years down the line, everybody will learn this, and everybody will get to a point of being able to build their own solutions. Right now, people are not there yet. That is the reason why we have some opportunity lying with us, because we are already, all of us, I'm talking about you also. You are also already in the bucket of people who has realized the potential of AI way before everybody else. What you know about generative AI just by attending this mastermind is what 95% of the global population does not know as of today. So imagine you're amongst that 5% right now already. That is the power. And if you think about the internet revolution that happened way back in the 90s, a lot of opportunities had come up back then. Opportunities of people opening up internet centers, people becoming computer experts, a lot of other very, very different kind of job roles also had come up at that point of time. Do they exist now? They don't, because internet has also in a way gotten very, very democratized. Everybody has access to internet today, whereas back then that was not the case. Similarly, with any technology, the same thing happens, right? Even with AI, today there are a few people who are going neck deep into this technology. 5 years later, this will expand. 10 years later, it will further expand. And 20 years later, the kind of opportunities that we are seeing in the form of trainings that we conduct, probably, or in the form of AI agencies that are cropping up, or in the form of consulting firms that are cropping up, all of this will not exist later on. But that does not mean that people have to obsess over money as they get started with all of this, because a lot of you, I realized, through this mastermind, and this is probably not for the experienced folks, because the experienced folks would have already realized this. But a lot of you are very young. I'll give you a free advice, right? Remember this throughout your life. Do not chase money. Don't do anything for money. Do things to be able to give value. Do things to be able to add value. And if you're adding value, money will automatically follow. If not today, tomorrow it will come your way. If you're adding value, and that value that you add, the other person will never be able to forget it. Even after paying you, they will never be able to forget the value that you have added. Hence, they will come back to you again and again and again. That is the mindset that you should always have. Do not obsess over single tasks that you can do to make some quick money. That quick money is not scalable at all, right? So don't obsess over money, but think about all the things that we have learned in this mastermind, right? We have learned about image and video generation. We have learned about building agentic workflows. We have learned about AI products, and that same workflow can be used to build personal software as well, or software for companies like CRM platforms, dashboards, etc. Or tomorrow we will also be teaching you automations. I do these I don't do all of them. If you talk about myself, I am not very good with image and video generation, honestly, because that is a skill that I have not gone very deep into. Like, I can still create images and videos, but not the kind that Shantanu showed all of you yesterday. It takes me quite a few hours to sit and do that while I know the workflows myself. But what I offer as services is, of course, agentic workflows for people, giving advices to people on how can they transform their current processes into AI driven processes and all of that. And trust me, the kind of money that people are willing to shell out for these services today is just insane. It's not the kind of money that we have ever seen before, because the math is very simple, right? Today, nobody has defined what a consultant should ideally get. What you get paid for today depends on the value or the ROI that you are able to give to your client. If your client is able to make a profit of 50 lakhs for the solution that you are providing to them, they will not mind paying you 10 lakhs or 5 lakhs for it. Am I making sense? Do you agree with me that if you are giving your client enough ROI, you could charge a very high amount of money from them as well? Right? Because for them, it's going to be continuous growth that they will have from there on. Now, it's not again advisable that you become master of all of these skills and start offering all of them. What's important is that you pick one of these areas based on your own interest, based on your own passion areas. And that is what I will help you understand through this entire session, right? So if your interest really lies in solving business problems, there are a bunch of things that you can do to be able to solve business problems. And when I say business problems, these are not your own business problems, right? These are business problems for other businesses. If you're able to help other businesses solve their own problems today, those businesses are not minding paying you for them. I mean, paying you for the services that you're offering them. So, how is it that you can help other businesses or other entrepreneurs or other business founders solve their own problems? Well, one thing that you could do is you could start an AI agency today that offers custom built AI solutions. You see, what's happening is all the founders across the globe are hearing about the possibilities of what AI can do, but they're not finding people that they can hire full time, nor are they having the time to learn everything on their own as well. Hence, they are going to something called as AI agencies. Now, what these AI agencies essentially do is, let us say, Outskill as a platform, we are an educational company, right? Like, we help people learn. Now, imagine that we were not into the space of AI. Imagine that we were, let's say, into the space of marketing courses, or marketing courses as in helping marketers upskill themselves and learn. Now, if we ourselves did not know how to use AI and build, let's say we wanted to build an LMS system, right? A system that we could give to our learners so that they could log in and they could get access to the courses that they're purchasing from us. Imagine a case where we did not know how to use AI and we wanted somebody to build an LMS for us. What would we do? We would outsource it to an AI agency who would have people within it, or who would have a founder who knows how to use AI really well, who can go ahead and build this entire LMS system for us. And when they do that, we go ahead and pay them. That is what a lot of people are today doing. They build their own AI agencies, and through these AI agencies, they understand the core problems or requirements of a company, build that entire solution for that company, and give that entire solution to the company. And AI agencies are getting paid truckloads of money at this point of time. Now, here again, the idea is not for you to like go all in, start onboarding multiple different clients at once, and not being able to add value to them. Start slow, start with the domain that you really have expertise in. Let's say if you are into operations, I would probably only take in the initial few requests that are around the space of operations so that I understand that domain very, very well, along with my own knowledge of AI. And then slowly start expanding based on what the market is coming to you for. Now, how does the market come to you? How do you get clients? And all of that is also something that I will be talking about very, very soon. But that is towards the second part of my entire presentation. But option number one that all of you have is to certainly start thinking about whether you can start an AI agency yourself. Now, option number two is, let us say you don't want to get into the game of solving business problems for others and building solutions for others. What you could also do is, let us say today you are a finance expert, right? And let's say, as a finance person, invoicing is something that every company has to, really employ people for. And it's a tough nut to crack, right? Creating invoices, sharing invoices, and all of that. What if you could build an automated system without writing a single line of code today and start selling it not only to companies but also to other finance experts? They will start paying you for it because it's going to be a plug and play solution that you are building for a large number of people. Think about your own niche. You know your niche better than everybody else. If that is data analysis, think about data analysis as your domain. What are some problems that every data analyst has as of today? Pick one problem, solve that problem with a system. Could be an automated system, could be like a product that you're building primarily for all the data analysts. Start selling that product to them. You can make money that way as well. The third, and this is what I do as of today, is offer consultations, right? Instead of building solutions yourself, which takes additional time, and for that additional time that you would be putting in, you will be paid higher as well if you're building the end-to-end solution for someone. But if you, let's say, don't have that much time, you can also offer consultations on implementing AI workflows and strategy to business owners and leaders, right? Not everybody knows everything in and out, but if you are that person who is going deep into AI, you can tell them or guide them in terms of how can they go ahead and apply these techniques and mechanisms in their own organizations. I'll tell you a simple example. Tomorrow you will realize this, that when you try to build agentic workflows or automations with AI, you have a plethora of platforms that are available. There is make.com, there is N8N, there is Lindy AI that you could use. There is Relevance AI that you could use to build agents. There is N8N I have already mentioned. There is Zapier that you could use. There are so many. There is Pabbly Connect. All of these are platforms that you could essentially use to build automations, but all of them differ from each other. Now, as an AI generalist who is offering consultations, you need to be a master of all of these platforms, and you need to know based on the use case that the person is asking your help for, which platform would essentially benefit them at a cost level, at an operation level as well. Because when you build these systems out on one platform, you can't really change that entire system into a different platform much later. It's going to be very, very difficult, because when you build out very complex automations, right? You would end up connecting a lot of in-house databases and all of that to the automations that you're building. And once you connect these databases, it is very difficult to move that entire system to another platform altogether. You wouldn't want the client to end up in a situation where 6 months later, they end up realizing that what they have been using has become costly for them. Agree with me? That is why a lot of these people come to people who have gone neck deep into generative AI and take consulting services. While they pay lesser for this, it's on a per hour, or it's on a per pay per hour or pay per half an hour model or pay per call model that it usually works out. And you can decide how much you want to charge for, let's say, a 30-minute call with you or a 1 hour call with you. And I would say start doing the initial conversations for free. Build trust, get testimonials, continue your journey, a lot of word of mouth will also kick in if you are primarily able to provide value. So if you are young, you can afford it, start doing the first few calls for free. And then that will teach you also a lot. And then you move ahead and, start charging and go start small. And then eventually you will be able to hike your prices up as well. And then there is also another option where you build an AI product that solves a specific problem, and you either sell it as sell it to companies, or you have people subscribe to that product as well, right? You could have, today the beauty, and this is what I was telling yesterday, this is what I was telling before the start of the second session today on product building with AI, is that today you all have the ability to build products on your own, and you could either sell the product off to companies after you have built it, or you could charge you could have a subscription model as well enabled for the product that you have built. And if you want ideas of the kind of products that people are building as of today, take note of this platform's name. It's called Product Hunt. How many of you have heard of Product Hunt? Drop in yes, no on the chat if you have heard of Product Hunt before. Yes, no. I see a lot of you saying no. You can just go ahead and type out Product Hunt on Google. It'll be the first link that will pop up, right? And what this platform really helps with is it every day people launch the products that they have built on Product Hunt. So it gives you a lot of ideas on the type of products that people are launching into the market as of today. What are the kind of products that you could launch too? And you don't have to build a product that will be used by millions of people. You can build a product that will be used by 1,000 people, and you charge like probably 1,000 rupees from 1,000 people. That is enough money, and nothing is stopping you from building 5 products today. Agree with me? Are you all getting ideas as to what you could do with AI to be able to make money? Yes, on the chat if you're finding this valuable, right? So check out Product Hunt as a platform, get ideas first, start looking at 10 different products that different people across the globe have built and put out on Product Hunt, and then take a shot at building your own product and launching it on Product Hunt. Don't chase users. Even when you get your first 10 users to use your product, right? It's an insane feeling that you could have, right? So these are all the things that you could do if you're interested in building things, building solutions. But what if your interest really lies in creative work or content creation? Well, one thing that you could do today is to create a faceless YouTube channel. And you could start monetizing that as well, right? You have all of these tools today. You have learned about diffusion models already. You could have, today when you look at, let's say I'll open our own YouTube channel. Let me just open that for you. You have already learned about diffusion models, right? And I have told you about this incredible platform called HeyGen. There are AI models like Flux and everything around it. Now, you look at any video that we have posted here, right? Let us say, there is this particular video. This is about Sora 2, which is a
Google and OpenAI
Veo 3, which is also a diffusion model. Now I'm just going to play this video out for everyone,
just dropped their new,
but I'll just skim through multiple parts because I want you to just see some parts.
in a minute, so you'll see exactly what I'm talking about. But okay, so you've got your video now, right? Well, here's where things get interesting. So now you've got dates, the tools worth trying. And one more thing, Google officially released the prompting guide for Veo 3.1. So
entire 23-minute video has been created completely with AI and with a few editors that we have in our team, right? You could do this too today without having to manually shoot content yourself. I'll also show you another platform, another YouTube channel called AI Revolution. Here in our videos, we have an AI clone that does all the shoots for us. But when you look at a channel like AI Revolution, they have, as of today, they have 481,000 subscribers. And their videos don't even have that AI clone at all. It's just visuals playing in all throughout. And the
Kidding. Miko actually uses Copilot's new memory system to recall details about what you've said before and the projects you're working on. Microsoft also gave Miko a Learn
there's
Live.
literally no person in the
The
entire
app was
video.
shut down on Windows, so you keep its broad
There's
knowledge.
literally no person in the entire video, right? The whole video is primarily visuals, and there is a voiceover at the back end that explains educational content to people. That is the reason why, they get insane amounts of views as well. Now, the thing is, YouTube does not directly allow you to monetize this AI generated content, but brands do. Brands will reach out to you when you start getting a good reach and engagement on your content, because brands want placements. Brands look for places where people are already going to and try to place themselves there. A lot of brands approach us and ask us whether we would like to advertise them. And that is a huge monetization opportunity for everyone. In fact, that does not only come in the form of video content. Today, if you're good at writing newsletters, and if you do not know what a newsletter is, you can go ahead and read about it. You can write newsletters with AI as well. But if you're able to build a newsletter that is read by a lot of people on a daily basis, or on a weekly basis, or on a regular basis rather, brands will approach you asking you for a placement in the newsletter as well, and you could charge them. In one newsletter, which is basically textual content that you're sending out to a list of subscribers, a brand would say, can I get a placement? And you would say, absolutely yes, but I'm going to charge you X amount for that. And what are you doing? You are technically not writing the whole newsletter manually. You will eventually end up having your own. This is something that we teach in the accelerator program as well, by the way. You cannot eventually use the AI models manually. You need to set up systems and processes with these AI models in place that will do work for you all automatically. Why are we able to spend so much time teaching all of you over the weekend? It is because most of our other work is being taken care of by the AI systems that we have in place. Like, any business decision that we want to take, any calculations that we want to do, all of that is completely automated today inside of Outskill, because of which we are able to spend a lot more time teaching people live. That is the reason why you would see a lot of other educational companies not doing this. They would probably record content and then put out that content, for people who are paying for the courses. We don't take that approach at all, because we have time to teach people live every week, every weekend, every day, in fact. So when you walk into our office, probably you would just see people trying to teach others, right, through sessions like these. And we are able to do that because of what AI has enabled for us. The third, and this is something that I don't have to explain at this point of time to all of you, is you can get insane amounts of distribution come your way by making an AI avatar. And again, systems and processes is what you have to build with that, right? The other thing that you could absolutely do is something that I've already told you while I was giving the workbooks away, which is create ads with AI, spec ads, reach out to brands, or if your spec ad goes viral enough, you could get a lot of inbound requests as well. This is for all the people who are interested in creative work or content creation. But now the question that a lot of you might have in your mind is, where can I get clients from, Funny? All of these opportunities are great. I will learn and I will execute them. But where can I really get clients from? Well, I will tell you one gold mine. And I know that a lot of you have taken our LinkedIn workshop, and this is a part of the LinkedIn workshop as well. I've pulled it out from there for the benefit of the larger group that we have here today. But LinkedIn can be your gold mine to get clients, right? And you need to follow 4 steps to be able to crack the game on LinkedIn. Yesterday, when all of you made that post, I went ahead and saw some of your LinkedIn profiles and I was shattered. I was like, why are you not making use of your LinkedIn profile? I'll tell you something, right? The first step that you need to do today, right after this session gets over, is you need to optimize your LinkedIn profile. And what do I mean by optimizing your LinkedIn profile? Well, if I just open my LinkedIn profile itself, right? You will find multiple real estate properties that LinkedIn has given you absolutely for free that you're not making use of. When someone comes on a profile like this, there is this section at the top where the eyes first go. This space is called the cover picture. You have to use the cover picture in the right way. What do I mean by the right way? The cover picture should have 6 to 8 different words that talk about what you do. So when the person comes to your profile, when anybody comes to your profile, they don't have to go through your entire profile and read your entire history. They should just know what you're focused on by reading your cover picture or looking at your cover picture. And then your tagline, because it is this tagline that helps people search you on LinkedIn. If you want people who are looking for freelancers to come and fall on your profile, you need to get your keywords right in the headline. And you need to have the same keywords in your about section as well, because you need to understand the algorithm of how platforms like LinkedIn work, right? When people go ahead and hit a search query right here, the profiles that pop up are essentially profiles that have those search keywords inside a lot, right? Either in the form of their tagline or in the about section or in multiple different places. And the more times you use a specific keyword, the higher the chances for your profile to, really pop up. There is something called as a featured section that you could absolutely go ahead and use. The featured section is what allows you to go ahead and basically divert traffic from your LinkedIn profile to other web pages that you may want to. You could link up your own product page here. I've linked up a few YouTube channels that I wanted people to go ahead and see, primarily because of my passion area being helping children learn AI. And I did my fellowship with an organization called Teach for India, which is what you would see on my profile as well, because a lot of people who are into the education space look at people who have worked with Teach for India, and that is what I've gone ahead and done. You need to go ahead and create content. This is very, very important, and you need to be consistent with it as well, right? Unfortunately, I have been trying to be as consistent as possible. I've recently again started creating content to be consistent with this again, but this is a gold mine, right? And look at the kind of impressions that you get when you have a very well optimized LinkedIn profile. I just posted this 1 hour back and I already have like 4,370 people read this entire post. And guess what? While the element of this entire post is absolutely true, the thought is mine. I took literally less than 3 minutes to write this entire post. I'll show you more, right? 48,000 impressions, all created by AI. And in fact, the post itself is about AI, right? So, leveraging these systems that you're building for yourselves is very, very important in today's age, right? In today's time. And the experience section, what is it that you're really talking about yourself here in the experience section? You need to understand that in today's world, even if you like it or not, if you apply to outskill today, the first thing that we will go ahead and do is to search for you on LinkedIn. And if your LinkedIn is half baked, the impression is gone right there. We won't even want to get on an interview call with you. And it's not only us. This is the case all across the globe as of today, right? So that is the reason why you really need to go ahead and optimize your LinkedIn profile completely. And if you can use your LinkedIn profile in the right way, it can become your lead magnet also. The second skill that you really need to learn, and we have this covered in the AI Accelerator program for those of you who have already joined, is the art of cold emailing. Because going forward in the next few years, your distribution is going to lead to your success. The kind of distribution that you can build for yourself, that is what is going to lead to success for you. Cold emailing is an art. Read more about it. And lastly, if you are someone who has not joined our community, I would highly recommend you to go ahead and find other online communities. One of my favorite community is Cool. It also has free communities available inside of it. I would highly recommend all of you to go ahead and check that out, because even if you think that you can learn everything on your own, it is difficult. It gets difficult. It gets difficult because of primarily keeping that motivation alive on a daily basis. When you have people doing similar things on a daily basis, and when they are making progress, them making progress will make you also want to make progress. And there are free communities that you can join where you can meet people, you can continue to network with people and everything around it. Go ahead and do that. Have these people with you, and yeah, that is how you go ahead and succeed. Do you think you see possibilities of making money with everything that you have learned right now? I think this is everything that I had to kind of go ahead and share with all of you. I will share the workbook links once again. Don't worry, whoever is posting that. These are all the resource documents that we have shared. 1 second. Yeah. I'm sorry, I can't take another session on N8N right now, whoever's asking for that. But I've shared all the session documents with all of you once again. I will go ahead and share the workbook links as well once again. Give me a second. I don't have my eyes on the chat box, folks, at this point of time. There you go. All of the workbook links are right here. I'm pasting them on the chat box. The roadmap is something that you will be getting over email, not right now. You will be getting it over email, right? And the last link that I would like to share with all of you once again is the link that you can all use to go ahead and give this entire mastermind to your friends and colleagues. That will be super amazing. But Yash, I don't know what you mean by it was a promotion. What was a promotion? I would love to know. I mean, I really do not know what you mean by that, Yash. Maybe you could drop in an email to me. I didn't try to promote anything at all. At this point of time, we have spoken literally to millions of people, right? Millions of people. And what we have really understood is, and this is one free advice also that I'll give you. Everybody has different perspectives. We are all human beings. It is not wrong to have perspectives. Everybody has their own perspective. You also will have your own perspective. I will have my own perspective, right? We cannot let the perspectives of others stop us from doing what we are doing. You cannot make 100% of the people happy at all, ever. There will always be people who will be disappointed with the kind of work that you do, but there will always be people who will find value with the kind of work that you do. Tomorrow, when you build your own product and when you try to launch it into the market, there will be people who will be like, what is this product that they have built? They will give you hate also, but you have to keep going. Because on the other side, you will also see people who are going to use your product in the right way and gain value from that product, right? So don't get bogged down. But with that being said, it's 7:20 p.m. I kind of overshot by 20 minutes. I will leave all of you today to have your own sweet time to go ahead and practice everything that you have learned. But I will see you all tomorrow once again at exactly 7:30 p.m. IST for the bonus session on AI automations. But until then, all of the people who are asking for a certificate, all of the people who are asking for the roadmap. I have mentioned this multiple times. Certificate we cannot give it again right now. Roadmap will come on email. आपको roadmap email में आ जाएगा, आपको recordings भी email में आ जाएगा. Don't worry about it. Certificate हम वापस नहीं दे सकते हैं. You should have taken it before. I don't know how many times, I should have mentioned that. But anyway, folks, thank you so much for joining in. And all the people who have probably paid for the recordings earlier, well, we will be giving you. So the recordings that you have paid for when you were joining this particular workshop or mastermind was not the recordings of the mastermind at all. Those are AI tool tutorials. It's a separate set of recordings that we also offer as a bump for some people who enroll. And if you have taken that, you will get access to that, and our team will send out an email giving you the access to that now that we are coming to the end of the mastermind. So don't worry about it. But thank you so much. With that being said, I will take your leave right now. Wishing all of you insane amounts of success. If you're not able to join in tomorrow, this would be the final time you would be listening to me. So wish you the best. And it was a lovely weekend hosting all of you. Thank you so much. Bye, everyone.
Recording